Hello everyone, welcome to this incredible event that is happening today. I want to welcome you all and say thank you for joining us. I'm going to be your MC for the day. For those who don't know me, my name is Christine Innes. I am a transition and lifestyle coach and also host of the Corporate Escapers TV show and editor of the soon-to-be launched Corporate Escapers magazine. Now, I'm really excited because this is such a unique and incredible event, and we've got such a great lineup of speakers, exhibitors, and there's psychics that you can come in and book throughout the whole day. So I just want to let everyone know, make sure that you've jumped over and registered. It's really important that you do that so that you can get access then obviously to any of the replays, then obviously go into the draws for the lucky door prizes as well. So to sort of run through how we're going to work today, as I said, we'll have the speakers that were coming in here live. If there's any of the exhibitors that you actually want to come over and have a look at, they have all their individual sort of pages that you can go through, or sorry, groups to go in. Now, the other really exciting thing is that throughout the whole day today is that you can actually ring and book for one of our incredible psychics. Now, if you want to, you can go in and call Sarah. So she's on the phone waiting for people who want to book some, one-to-one psychic readings. So you can call Sarah. Her phone number is 0423 402 715. Now, I also want to thank, obviously, the beautiful Sarah for putting all of this together. So she also runs the spiritual events directory here, and is obviously one of the major sponsors for today's show. Now, we also have the Wellness Business Academy as one of the major sponsors, and obviously the Corporate Escapers as well. So I want to say a big thank you to everyone, who is sponsoring today's show, and all the exhibitors and all the people who are coming on and, doing their talks, because, in this really crazy times that's happening right now, I think that this is divine timing of how this has come. We all need a little bit of advice. We need a little bit of help. Sometimes we need a little bit of guidance of where we're at in life, and we can be able to give you that today. So I want to just quickly run through, just bringing up some of the things. So we've got Raylene, who's going to be coming on at 9:30. So she's going to be going through, and there's quite a lot of information that she's sort of in there, but it's the alchemy of awareness. And it's basically just to help us navigate, obviously, through this expansive time. Our consciousness is moving so much faster at the moment. So she's going to actually go through some of those sort of tips with you all. And then later on, we have the beautiful Kelly Kingston. So she's also going to come on at 10:30. Kelly is an incredible award winner and also an inspirational speaker. She is also a business educator as well. So you're going to get so much information from her. So make sure if you want to come and join us at 10:30. Then we have Jax is coming on at 11:30, and in there she's going to obviously challenge for the quantum prosperity codes, and going through all of those sort of details as well. So make sure you come in and chat to us at 11:30. Then we have NATALEE at 12:45, Rebecca at 1:45, and Tani at 2:45, and Kathy is coming on at 4 o'clock. Now, we have so many different exhibitors that have their own booth. So there will be, if you have a look in the photo section, there's an album also about today's event. You can go in and have a look at some of the exhibitors. So we've got the Up Level Your Life, which I love so much. And it's basically sort of talking about journaling. There's also affirmation card draws, and obviously talking about daily habits in there. So this is going to be really great, especially with the new week coming on tomorrow, that will be able to help us to really be set up for success in that one there. Then we also have a beautiful one, which is the Love Child Original Intuitive Mandala Art Exhibitor. And basically with that one there, it's just really about, you know, looking at the different art pieces that are all channeled and have amazing energy around them as well. And there is also a beautiful lucky door prize happening there. So make sure you jump over and have a look. We have the Insights by Joanna, and I'm making sure that I like pronounce these names, so I do apologize if they're incorrect with those ones there. So you can go in and have some readings done in that one there, and there is also another lucky door prize happening as well. The spiritual events directory, you can go in, make sure you go and check that out because it has so much information that's done by the beautiful Sarah. Then we also have the sense of empowerment, and I really think that's so great because this is actually really going to look at different emotions and looking at different oils and how you can actually create this beautiful blend to really help with all of the emotional challenges. And I think that is just perfect timing, especially in these challenging times right now. We have the Medical Intuitive with Julie Lewin. Yeah, honestly, it's so at 9 o'clock she's going live, so which would be now. You can jump over there, and that is a group vibrational clearing and activation. So as I said, everything in here today is so needed in the world right now. So make sure you go in and have a look. We have numerology coming on. We've got the high vibe pendulums. We've got the lunar lotus. We also have the heart journey guide. As I said, there's so much happening in here, but also just remember that if you want to chat to one of the psychics, you can actually go in and book a private reading throughout the day as well. So as I said, we've got so much happening. Make sure you do come over and register, and so you get access to all of the replays. Then you also get obviously entry into the lucky door prizes and that as well. So I just want to also talk about the beautiful Sarah Watkins from the Spiritual Events Directory. There's going to be a relaunch of her magazine, which is the Rebirth magazine. It is sort of jam-packed, filled with spiritual content. Going to be talking to the different practitioners and also be sharing lots and lots of stories in there as well. So you can jump over and take a look at that. That's going to be launching on the 3rd of June, so not too long to go for that one as well. So as I said, I just want to thank everyone for joining us today and coming along. And I know that you're going to get so much out of it, and, you know, perfect timing, as I said, for all the craziness that's happening in the world right now. But I think this is a beautiful collective group of all these incredible speakers, people who are coming to, and exhibitors within the workshops that are all coming together to be able to help us rise our vibration and create beautiful energy throughout it all. And, you know, really just to help us sort of, you know, bring a little bit more love, peace and joy into the world. So I want to just sort of chat a little bit about, obviously we've got the Wellness Business Academy, which is one of our sponsors, and that is from beautiful Kelly Kingston, who is going to be one of our speakers, and she's coming on at 10:30. And then obviously we've got the Spiritual Events Directory, and then also the Corporate Escapers, which is my little baby, which I absolutely love. And it's all about empowering people all around the world to really start following their passion in life. And this is one of the reasons why I've teamed up with Sarah, because, you know, we're all about, you know, creating a life that we absolutely love, that we can sort of wake up every single day, live it with passion, live it with love and joy and abundance. And it's really given you the tools and information of how you can actually go ahead and create a life that you love so much that you want to live it on a repeat every single day. And so I'm going to give you the number again if you want to call in and book a reading with one of our beautiful psychics. So you can call 0423 402 715. So that's 0423 402 715. And we've got 3 incredible psychics available today that you can go and book a private reading with. And they're, as I said, available all day for you to go ahead and do it. So we've got our first speaker, as I said, that's coming on at 9:30. And that is the beautiful Raylene. And, you know, she's got an incredible journey, which I really absolutely love. And as I said, everybody who's coming on today has had, you know, incredible insights, so that they're going to be able to give you lots of information to really help you right now, give you a little bit of guidance and a little bit of support as well. So would love to make sure that everyone is rested and able to grab a coffee, you know, get settled and really be able to enjoy the day and sort of, you know, come in as you need to, be able to, you know, check out all of the exhibitors and also all of the incredible speakers that will be joining us today. I wanted to also, I guess just another reminder, make sure you register in there as well. We have, as I said, all of the incredible speakers as well today and the workshops. So I just wanted to share, we have, as I said, the Up-Level Your Life, the Love Child, Original Intuitive Mandela Art, the Insights. We've also got the Sense of Empowerment, Medical Intuitive, the Numerology and Magic of Believing in You, the High Vibe Pendulums, the Lunar Lotus Interactive Store. We've got the Heart Journey Guide, High Vibe City as well. So if there is anything in particular, you can check out all of the speakers. There's an album in the Facebook page that you can go and have a look at the different speakers. You can check out all of the different exhibitors and you can check out the psychics that are available as well. So we've got 3 incredible psychics that are available today for you to go ahead and book in a one-to-one reading as well. So going to go through, I'm just having a look at my list here of what we have with it. As I said, make sure you register. You're going to get access to the replay. Yeah, obviously lucky door prizes as well. Everyone loves winning something. So let's go in. I'm just going to have a quick talk about our first exhibitor, and she's coming on at 9:30, and that is the beautiful Raylene. Now, Raylene's going to obviously be talking about the new depth of intelligence, like to navigate these sort of expensive times of change. And as I said, I really think that this sort of event is divine timing. Obviously, with all of the things that are going around in the world, we need a little bit of grounding, we need a little bit of guidance, and sometimes we just need that a little bit of extra help and support. And, you know, all of these incredible speakers have got so much to offer, and they're going to be able to help and support us throughout the whole day as well. And so Raylene's going to share the simple map of shifting into the new consciousness, and invite you to access skills that you've already ingrained within your DNA, and also some great tools. And what I love about all of that is, you know, we really forget of what we've got inside of us. We forget all of the amazing gifts, I call them our little superpowers that we have, that we forget how to access and how we can, you know, be able to bring them forth. And in these times at the moment is that sometimes we need to actually look internally instead of looking externally for our help and support with that as well. So I just, you know, a little bit about myself, you know, in 2015 hit complete rock bottom. So I do know a little bit about life. I got my MBA from the School of Life and, went through some really challenging times, got very sick, was in a toxic marriage, had to even file for bankruptcy. So I lost everything. And it really was the best thing that ever happened to me, because it's learnt for me how to really reassess my life. It's learnt how I needed to ingrain certain things to be able to build a more successful personal life, but also a successful business. And, one of those things is obviously instilling values. And I think a lot of the times that we say we value certain things, but it's those assets within ourselves, such as, what we value, and mine's like family, trust, loyalty, and really living and breathing all of those every single day. And that's what I teach with my coaching clients. And it's one of the big things is that as I started talking to so many different people and hearing their stories, that really got me started of creating the Corporate Escapist TV show. It's a web TV show. You can check us out on Facebook at the Corporate Escapist TV show, or we have our YouTube channel as well. And I am so privileged because I get to interview incredible people all around the world that have literally had sort of one of those moments, they call it a light bulb moment, it could be draw the line in the sand moment, that's allowed them to sort of transition their life and really create a life that they love. They'll live it with so much passion and joy every single day. And a lot of the times that they've escaped the corporate world and gone and started their own business. So make sure you come over and check it out. There's some really inspirational stories in there as well. And, now we're going to be launching our magazine. So on the 15th of June, the Corporate Escapist magazine is coming out. And we've got incredible people already on board all around the world that are, sharing their stories, but also we get to see, behind the scenes and ask those sort of in-depth questions, so that we get to know them a little bit more. But also, I think it's so brave that they're being so vulnerable to be able to share their stories, to be able to help plant the seed, to be able to, spark those conversations globally. That, what is going to light us up, what is actually going to be, setting our hearts on fire. And I think it's so relevant, especially with today's event, is that, we need to know what is going to spark that fire within our heart, what is going to spark that fire within our soul, so that we can really, step up. We can really start to shine. We can really start to, live our best life and live it authentically, live it with so much love and joy and passion and abundance. So as you can tell, I get very, very excited, very passionate about this because, as I said, in my journey, I've hit complete rock bottom, be able to transform my life. And, a lot of it is about the people that you surround yourself. So, the community that Sarah's created, the spiritual events directory, there's so many incredible people in there, and I have my own personal community as well, so that we've got these, incredible, like-minded people all coming together as a collective to really empower and to support and, really create, such a high vibe. And that's really what I absolutely love. So, and I hope that you get to feel the energy today within this event. Also, both speaking, listening to the speakers, joining in some of the, workshops as well. And I know, I'm not going to say I'm pretty sure, I'm very confident that you are going to be able to feel the love and feel the passion coming from everybody as well. So, if you've got time, make sure you leave a comment. Let us know where you are joining us from. And the great thing about this is that it's a global event, so you can join us from anywhere around the world. So I'd love to, get you to sort of come on and tell us whereabouts you are from, so we get to know you. And just, so we can, hear a little bit about you, where you're from today as well. And I wanted to, can hear in the background, of course. I'm trying to just see all of the comments. So yeah, just, come on and join us today. Let us know where you are from all around the world so that we can get to know you a little bit better as well. As I said, very, very soon we're going to be bringing on the beautiful Lynn. She's going to be our first speaker for today and going through some incredible information with you as well. Make sure that you get you've registered so you get access to the replay. So if you don't have the luxury of spending the whole day with us today, make sure that you'll be able to then watch it at your convenience later. I know that, with some of the speakers that are coming up, you're probably going to get so much information that you're going to want to watch it over again. I've been to a number of different events, and sometimes I wish I had access to the replay because I'm like, oh no, what was that thing that they've said? So that you can then, in your own time, be able to go back and, replay it and watch all the information. So Lydia, thank you so much for joining. Beautiful. She is from Canberra, another Aussie, so fantastic. I hope you are all keeping nice and safe in this. I don't know why I'm using the word crazy at the moment, but it's unsettled. I guess there's uncertainty with it as well. But, I'm just really grateful that everyone is here today because I think it can, create a beautiful collective energy and, really help, people at the moment that might need a little bit of guidance and support. So, Teresa, she is from New Zealand. Thank you so much, lovely. So grateful that you are here and joining us. So with it, make sure that, again, I'm going to give out the number that you can contact. So you'll be able to call Sarah throughout the day to book in for one of your one-to-one readings with one of our beautiful psychics. That number is 0423 402 715. So make sure you do that. I'm pretty sure that Sarah wouldn't mind. Even if you didn't want to call, you can just send a quick text message to that number as well, to say that you can book in, and we can give you all of the details of how you can do that. So, as I said, we're going to bring on very soon the beautiful Raylene. She's going to be chatting and, sharing her insights, which I'm really excited about. And as I said, I'd love to know where everybody is all around the world. So we know that we've got a beautiful collective, energy happening from everyone all around the world. So for those, I am in beautiful Brisbane in Queensland. It's a beautiful sunny day here. I feel like we're very super blessed to live in, beautiful Australia. I get access to the beach, get access to the city, and all of the incredible sunshine right now. So make sure that you come on. As I said, you're going to have access to our speakers, have access to the exhibitors. So there's so much happening right now. So make sure you check out all of the exhibitor booths and have a look. We've got the Up Level Your Life, which is happening. They're going to be at 10:45. They're going to go through and have a look at how to create vision boards. We've got insights, we've got the sense of empowerment. So as I said, there's a lot that's happening. So there's I don't even know which word I'm going to use. There's so many. So make sure that you go on and have a look and book in if you need a reading as well. And as I said, we've got a lineup of incredible speakers today. So we're going to be joined by Raylene, Kelly, there's Jax, NATALEE, Rebecca, TIARNIE, and Kathy. So incredible women that are all come together today to really share all of their knowledge and expertise, and really just share a little bit of love with the world, which Can't go wrong with that. So, as I said, I want to thank all of our major sponsors. We've got the Wellness Business Academy, Spiritual Events, and the Corporate Escapers. So check them out and go and follow them, because you're going to get so much information from there as well. So go through and have a look. And we're going to be talking to the beautiful Kelly from the Wellness Business Academy very soon today as well. We will put links so that you can later during the day go and follow them and check it all out as well. So, as I said, very soon, the beautiful Raylene's going to come on. She's got an incredible story with it, and I'm just going to quickly go through, basically, she had one of those sort of light bulb moments where her internal light switch was on, and I think that that's actually just so powerful and beautiful. And, I think, sometimes we forget how incredible that is, that when, somebody has recognized, the brilliance within themselves, that they're really ready to actually shine the light on the world and help so many incredible people as well. As she said that every part of her life changed, and she felt it in every cell of her being. And, a lot of people, like when you've gone on a spiritual sort of journey, you can actually feel the depth of, that connection. And when you can do that, I know myself, when that happens with me, I get this sort of goosebump feelings. I get this, tingling sensation throughout my body. So I definitely can relate to her story, and I love it so much. She said that these 10 words changed everything for her. Everything you need to know, you already have within you. I've spoken to my soul by an acupuncturist, and she also felt the awakening of her energy in a heartbeat. And I love that, because I think now in these times that we need to start seeking within instead of seeking, external validation. We'll have the validation that we need within us. And sometimes we just need that help and support to how to tap into it, how to uncover all of those brilliance as well. I love what she said also. I'm just reading her bio for all of those who don't are probably wondering, well, how is she getting all this information? But basically, she knew that there was a purpose, a hope, a lightness and expansiveness of growing, and this to remember becoming unquenchable. And that to me just hits home, because I'm constantly looking for learning. I'm constantly looking, how I can up level myself. And I do truly believe that all the speakers that are joining us today have that. They have that sort of, thirst for knowledge, that thirst to, really learn more, and so that we can really help all of our beautiful clients to grow more, but it's also so that we can grow at a deeper sort of level as well. She says that the feelings can't be taught, and I just want to say that that resonates so much with me, because coming from a very corporate masculine sort of environment, it's sort of the concrete jungle, I became so disassociated with my feelings. And sometimes I actually didn't know how to feel. I didn't know even how to resonate with those feelings. So, feelings can't be taught. We actually need to learn how to seek in and actually feel those feelings and actually recognize what those feelings are. Sometimes we don't actually recognize what happiness is compared to love and, compared to joy, and really going through that. And one of the common teachings in all of her systems, which I really love, is self-care. And this really couldn't come at a better time, because we obviously need to learn how to give self-love, give self-care back to ourselves. And one of the biggest things I love, she said, is that it's not selfish to spend time and energy taking care of ourselves. In fact, that it's actually honoring and respecting ourselves and who we are becoming, which I think is, if you can take away from what Raylene's going to be speaking about, that is something that is so incredible important, is that we're actually honoring and respecting ourselves. And, you know, we can't do that enough. And when people say we don't have the time to do it, we need to obviously make the time. We all have the same equal amount of time within the day. It's just how we're going to prioritize and actually making ourselves the priority within it, which is incredible. She obviously uses writing, which opens so much joy within herself, and I feel like she gets me. She's writing everything that I'm reading here. I'm just like going, oh my God, that's so me, because I love writing. I love the creativity that allows me to expand as well. So I can't wait to have a quick little chat and then hand it over to Raylene for her to actually share her wisdom and her guidance with you all. And, you know, as I said, you know, all of these beautiful women who are coming on today are just here to, you know, really help you all, you know, share a little bit, and hopefully it's going to spark a little bit within yourself so that you can, you know, really rise up and, you know, start looking within and be able to do that. So welcome, Raylene. Thank you for joining, lovely.
Hi, everyone. What a great joy to be here on this day with this worldwide new thing that Sarah and the spiritual events people have created. Wow, what a joy. Thank you.
I know. It's incredible, isn't it? Like, and I can just, I said to Sarah this morning, I said, it is simply divine timing with all of this. And I think this is just so what is needed right now. And I am super grateful. I'm actually really excited to hear you and to, you know, see and what you're going to be able to bring to today. And I know that I'm even myself, like, I'm excited because I feel like I've got like the best seat, like I've got front row access. So I'm like, small. So thank you. And, you know, do you want to just share just a little bit about your story, first of all? And then I think I'm going to be handing it over to you so that you can, you know, take people through the journey and take through, you know, what you want to share today.
Okay, so look, I've lived a long time on the planet, and my story is very long, but the epiphany was the moment, as you described, when I was reminded that everything I need to know I already have within. That was the massive, everything in me woke up, everything. And that happened just by being led by spirit, being led by my inner world to show up at a particular thing with a particular person at a particular time and process through that acupuncture treatment, which actually wasn't. It ended up being a massive turning point in my life. And then the next big epiphany came a few years ago, and that was around self-value. And that was a really big journey. That was like the dark night of the soul, and the tapping within, and the not tapping, but going within, and the listening to what I was being shown, and having the courage to go, I'm not going to distract myself this time from this repeating pattern. I'm actually going to go into it. And it was really uncomfortable. And I'm going to share the whole thing in a map shortly. Really uncomfortable, but so incredibly transformational. And it was alchemy. It was big alchemy that happened to me everywhere. And once I came out of it, the sense of valuing myself, irrelevant of what's going on around me, became my only way to live. And that meant everything in my life changed. Everything, how people responded to me, what I started doing in the world, everything changed. And so I went from a life of being holding back, really holding back, pulling the reins back so tightly, because you don't want to be too in the world. So I went from that, restraining myself until it was the right time, basically. And there's never going to be a right time. The right time is right now. And what happened was I stepped into becoming a corporate speaker, bringing soul into the corporate world, and became an author. And now I'm running lots of programs and online courses and things like that. So we can't hold back anymore. We were made for these times. And every time we have an awakening or an awareness, we've just stepped into a new aspect of ourselves. And that's what I'm going to be sharing today.
I love that so much. So I'm just away from camera, so I can give you the spotlight for a bit, which is fantastic. So, you know, do all the girl things, you know, retouch the lipping and stuff like that. But so I'm going to hand it over to you and, you know, let you sort of share your wisdom, share all your brilliance with everyone that's joining. So thank you so much, beautiful, for, you know, showing up today, sharing your story. And, you know, I really hope that everyone, you know, just, you know, sits back and just really enjoys everything with it. So I'll leave it with you and you can take it away. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Namaste, everybody. Raylene Byrne, Medicine for Your Spirit. Thank you so much for showing up today for this thing for Sarah, this beautiful online expo that we can all participate in and all benefit from. And as we benefit and we start to take things on, what we're doing is, my mantra while we're going through these times is simply this, and I'll share it with you all. When I take care of myself, I take care of the world. And so this is what we're going to be looking at today in real depth about what's going on. So what I want us all to do before we get into anything is let's collect our energies. Let's really come together. So all I want you all to do is just for a moment, close your eyes. Let's just close our eyes and just take a breath, beautiful big breath into your heart space and exhale. And take another beautiful big breath into your heart space. And as you exhale, allow the intention of openness. Take another breath in, intention, openness in your heart, and exhale, openness. Take another breath into your heart space, and the intention is spaciousness within yourself. And exhale that out, spaciousness within yourself. And then take another breath in, and the intention is receptivity. And then exhale that out. And take another breath, and the intention is we are sitting in openness, spaciousness within to receive whatever it is we need to get today, whatever wake-up calls we need, whatever information is going to help us, whatever upgrades will be transmitted through all the speakers offering their wisdom and knowledge today. Take another breath, breathing in openness, spaciousness, and receptivity. And as we exhale it, we are going to, with intention, send it out into the collective. When I take care of myself, I take care of the world. Take another breath and open your eyes. Namaste. Here we go. So I've got a little map I want to show you all, and I'm hoping Sarah can pop it up on the screen. It's a journey from our old paradigm into our new paradigm. And this is what alchemy is about. Alchemy is a transformational process. It is taking something, no, not that one. Not that one, Sarah. Not that one. That's the gift. It's the other one, the one with the transformation journey. So alchemy is shifting from one state of awareness and one state of being and one state of stuff to another. And in our ancient past, well, not so ancient past, alchemists were able to shift lead into gold through processes. And it wasn't just a think and it's done. It was certain steps and procedures that needed to be done to take that piece of lead and transform it into gold. And this is the process that we are all going through right now, this alchemy. So we're in an alchemic process. We are shifting ourselves. We are shifting our consciousness. We are opening up to who we are becoming. The way it starts is with awareness. A moment of awareness. And awareness is what catalyzes everything. Nothing in our life can change, alter, shift, become anything else until we have the awareness that something needs to change. It's that simple. Something needs to change. And that moment of awareness in our healing world is when healing starts. In that moment of awareness, you can never plead ignorance again. So awareness starts the process. And this is what alchemy is about. Alchemy starts with an awareness. And then once we have that awareness, we can only move more into that and transform, transcend, transmute, shift, change. We can only do that. So I'm going to show this little map. And I really want to explain this. No, not that one. It's the one with the caterpillar and the butterfly. We'll get there. It'll come up. It's the one before that, I think. So I have written a book, and it's called Alchemy of Awareness. And it is all about shifts in consciousness for us to keep upgrading and moving. What I do want to say before I get into this image that I'm going to share with you all, it's a beautiful, simple map, is right now consciousness has sped up. And I'm sure a lot of you have felt this. It's this real push now to get on with it. The time of restraint is not with us anymore. We can only keep moving forward. That's the only choice we have. So as consciousness is moving forward, we have moments in our life where when an issue or a challenge or something comes up for us, a trigger, for example, we have the moment where we can choose to look forward and step towards that, or we can stop and go back and try and heal what was going on way back there when it first happened. That time in my awareness with what's been going on is it's not unavailable. It's not as easy anymore to keep going back, because what happens when we're going back to sort out something that happened when we're 3, 6, 10, 20, 33, what happens is we are turning away from the move of consciousness and we are going backwards. That's it. Thanks, Sarah. We're going backwards. And what happens when we go backwards? By the time we go back to that initial issue, challenge, or trigger where it started, we have got a lot of energy of analysis going on through there. We've already lived it. We've already been through it. We've already done it. So what happens is we have to process all of that. Then we have to bring ourselves back into this moment where we've been triggered. So with this new shift, this new paradigm, this new consciousness that's open for us, when things come up in the moment, the journey right now is to choose to keep moving forward. The moment of trigger, issue, challenges, we stop, we take a breath, and we ask within ourselves, what is the one thing I can do right now to keep moving forward with consciousness? With consciousness. And then we start taking those actions. So we're going to show the slide. Thank you, Sarah. And this is the journey. This is this beautiful map. And yes, it looks a bit funny, but it's got a beautiful purpose. So we're using the caterpillar and the butterfly as a really good analogy. So this is the story. In a lot of esoteric teachings and spiritual teachings and coaching and mentoring and all of that, people use the story of transformation as the caterpillar turning into the butterfly. And that's all fabulous. It's well and good. Love it. But what happened quite a few years ago, I started looking at it going, there's something that felt like it was missing. What's missing in this for me? And it was, what happens inside that cocoon? What happens inside that closing off from everything that the caterpillar goes into before it transforms, before it comes out and is free and liberated? So I started to investigate that. And what I got shown was inside that cocoon is a time of great aggression, violence, volcanic energy. It's messy because that caterpillar has to dismember itself, dissolve itself, go into a whole lot of mush of this nothingness, basically, of everything being there, but all dismembered, to completely rebuild itself and remodel itself and come back with a different level of consciousness to finally emerge. And as it emerges out of the cocoon, that butterfly doesn't even know it's a butterfly until it's out and its wings are spread, basically. So this process, that cocoon, is the moment of alchemy. That's what we're going through. Can you pop that map up again, please, Sarah? Thank you. I just want to go through the, no, wrong one. So I'll just keep talking and the map will come up. So we're looking at our old paradigm, our old operating system, which, we can call it 3D, old earth, old human, old world, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's what we're coming out of right now. And that old paradigm was all about very structured. It was very mental. It's all about power. It's all about control. it was a very masculine way of living. And we've had that for over 5,000 years. And that system, that energy that was on the planet has started to leave. And it started to leave around about 2012. This is according to the Mayan calendar. And so from 2012 to now, the new energy has started to arrive, and it's very feminine. It's about wisdom, unity, peace, flow, creation, collaboration. It's about expansiveness. It is the beginning of a new 5,000-year cycle for all of us, not just on the planet, but for all of us individually. This process that you can see in front of you is what's going on for each of us in ourselves, in our consciousness, in our physicality, in our energy bodies, and what's going on the planet as well, and what's going on in the collective. So this is why my mantra every day is, when I take care of myself, I take care of the world. That is what I'm sending out into the collective consciousness. So this process, you can see on the left, our old world, boxed in, very limited. Also in that world, we were only allowed to be as valued as what the external world gave us permission to be. So when you look at your life, we were allowed to go up in grades at school and high school and university through somebody else telling us that our marks or our effort was enough. When we are working to get a raise or to get a promotion, it resided in the hands of somebody outside of us to tell us that they thought we were valuable enough for that to happen. So in that world, we were given in our old world, given this intense conditioning that our sense of value was only reliant on what we could do to get something or somebody else to approve of us, to validate us, to acknowledge us, to accept us. It was all about what we had to do to get it into our life. As we go through this process of transformation, I'm going to give you the steps of the cocoon in a moment. So we'll leave this slide up here if we can for a bit longer. When we come out the other side, this new world is simply this: I value myself and all that I am. I'm willing and prepared to do what that takes. Show me. That is the declaration. That is the one thing that I said every day for a couple of weeks. I think it was 3 or 4 weeks, and everything changed in my life. It started changing within 3 days of me saying that as a declaration. So what we're doing is we are stopping the external world having an effect on us, and we are building our internal world, becoming, this is the becoming, who we really are, what we're here for, what our gifts, skills, talents are that we have brought in as our unique self to share in this world in this time of experience for everybody. And what we feel about ourselves, what we think about ourselves, what we are doing for ourselves can only be translated into a better world when we start to treat ourselves that way. So this journey, we are stepping out of this old 3-dimensional existence, if you want to call it that, stepping into the cocoon. And these are the daily steps. We're building this bridge. We're building a bridge from our old world to the new. And in our old world, our old existence, what happened was we were disconnected from our heart and soul. We became a very mental being living on a mental planet in a very mental system. And I don't mean mental as cuckoo, I mean mental as in rigid and structured. Maybe it is cuckoo when you look back at it. That's how we lived. And to transform, to go through this alchemy, to go through this process of transcending and transmuting into this new aspect of self, which is ready, it's ready, I can tell you that it's ready. We have to really learn to let go. And so what happens is each day from this old world, most days it starts with this is the moment of awareness. This is when the alchemy starts in all of us. We wake up one day and we start to hear these thoughts. There has to be something better to life than how I'm living. What am I actually here for? Do I just go to work every day and die? What is the purpose of all of this? When we start to hear those questions coming up from deep inside, we know that our soul is saying, come on, it's time. You've done everything you're meant to do. Like you've learned all the skills that you're meant to learn in that old world. Now let's get cracking. Let's start to remember. Let's remember who you are. And so what we do is we start to look outside. And as Christine was saying, we start to do courses, we start to do self-help work, we start to have healings, we start to do a lot of workshops and learn about, you know, crystals and energy work and vibrational essences and shamanic treatments and all sorts of stuff. What we're really doing is we are trying to remember who we are. That's all it is. We are trying and all these different things to awaken things within us that already exist. Our soul is putting us in these places on this journey to bring to the forefront who we are so we can be that. We can just be that. So we start all these things, and we might learn meditation, we might do yoga, we might do Pilates. We start to do things that take us out of this old world and start to build this bridge, moving towards this new energy, new frequency, new world, who we're becoming, this fifth dimensional existence, new world, new human, whatever you want to call it. I don't really like putting labels on things. Things just are. But as we're building this bridge, we get to the halfway point where that cocoon is hanging halfway on the bridge. And that's where everything starts. We've started the awareness. We've started to think, no, there's more to me than how I'm living. I need to express it. I need to develop it. I need to bring it out. What happens is, I call this X marks the spot point on the bridge, moving into the new level of consciousness. And this is where everybody gets stuck. It's like we go into a cocoon. We get stuck because we look back at our old existence, back to the old world, that cube with the caterpillar. And we say to ourselves, I may not like that world, but I know how it works. It gives me security. It pays my bills. It is a life that I know what's going to happen. There's no unknown there. And then we turn and look forward into this new world, this fifth dimension existence, or who we're becoming, whatever is in front of us. And we can't see what it is. There's no formation. There's no structure. It's like a big grey blob of nothingness. And we say, I want to know what that is. If someone can tell me what that is, what I'm meant to be doing, I'll go there and I'll do it. But someone tell me what it is. Straight away in that moment, you've gone back to that cocoon. That X marks the spot of stagnation. This is where stagnation happens. People get stuck in this particular point on building this bridge to the new awareness because they don't want to make a decision. It's really tricky. And it's like watching people at a tennis game, looking backwards and forwards. Oh, I don't really like that world. Oh, I really want to go there, but I don't know what it looks like. So we get stuck. And this is where people start to feel like they've lost direction, lost mojo. They feel like they've lost their purpose. What's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. All that's happening here is I need to go in to find out what the next step is. So what happens? We hit this spot and we hang out there for a while. And then this is what happens. And with all the people I talk to, it's thousands of people, I hear this over and over and over. That one day people wake up. This is in the process of what they're doing, and they say, they hear themselves, their inner world saying, I may not know what's ahead of me, but it has to be way better than the old world because I get to participate in the creation of where I'm going. We've never had this experience. We've never had this opportunity before. In the last 5,000 odd years of human history, we have never been at this point where we realize we are creating the very world that we want to live in. This is so important. So when we get that feeling within ourselves that where I'm stepping is I'm participating in the creation of this new world for myself and for others, then we're ready to take the step and move out of the cocoon. And that first step always is, I still don't know what's in front of me, but I know I'll be okay. That knowingness, that sense, that feeling within yourself that I will be okay gives us momentum. So when we step out of that cocoon, what's the next thing that happens? We go into what's happening right now. I call it free fall, where everything starts getting stripped out of our lives. Everything from this old world, this old dimension, this old operating system has to get stripped out of our life because it cannot exist in our new experience that we're stepping towards. So as things start to fall out of our lives, it could be friends, it could be family members, it could be job, it could be you change your geography, you could change all sorts of things in your life. It just starts to fall out without great choice. It just starts to happen because your energy has already chosen to step forward in who you're becoming. So you've already had an alchemic vibrational shift in your inner world. And all we got to do is catch up physically. All we have to do is catch it. So the first step is, it's like, as I said, free fall. It's like jumping out of a plane. And when anyone who has jumped out of a plane, the sensation is this. When you're sitting in the door of the plane ready to jump for your very first time, everything in you is screaming, what am I doing? I've got a plane to hang on to. I've got something solid around me. This is safe. This is safe. And the next thing, you're out of the plane and you are in free fall. And something miraculous, absolutely miraculous, happens in our brain. And our brain flips into this, well, there's nothing I can do. All I can do is really enjoy this. That is the moment of surrender. All I can do is enjoy this. I know I'll be okay. So in this time of free fall, or where everything's stripping away, we are being given more spaciousness to allow things to leave and for new things to come up within us. And this is how it looks in a physical world. Get a look at a slinky. I've got a slinky. I love it. And what it shows me, when the slinky is sitting, just sitting, and it's contained, that's how our energy fields could have looked in our old world. No space for things to come and go. It was very limited. As we start to move closer to this new world and new earth and come through this alchemy, this cocoon experience where everything, and we're coming out, everything's starting to let go, it's like you start to open the slinky. That's how our energy field is, what's happening to our energy field. It's opening the slinky. It's more space, more light for things to come in and out at a quicker, at a faster, more rapid rate for us to keep transforming, transmuting, transcending. This is the first step. It's that surrender and letting go and not getting caught up in, oh, but this happened and this happened. That's done. Consciousness is with you right now. We are with consciousness, and it is saying, I'm only moving forward and out. That's all I'm doing. Are you with me, or are you going to keep going backwards? Keep coming with me. The joy, the gifts, the wisdom, the beauty, the healing, everything we want is with the movement of consciousness within ourselves and around us. So we move forward with it. The next step as we come out of this free fall is simply this. How do I want to feel every day, irrelevant of what's going on in my life, and what can I do to make that happen? When we start to understand how we want to feel, irrelevant of whether there's a virus flooding the planet, whether we've lost our job, whether we're in lockdown, whether we are traveling the world, whether we are in the most beautiful relationship in our lives, whether we have all the abundance we need, irrelevant of all that. How do I want to feel within me every single moment? And what can I do to make that happen? When we cultivate those feelings within ourselves, when we actually are aware of that, there's the awareness, there's the alchemy again. When we cultivate those feelings and we are willing and prepared to do what it takes to get those feelings more cultivated and stronger in us, then our frequency, like that slinky, opens up again more and more and more. And what happens? We start to pull in, attract, call in all those things that match the feelings that we have. And so I'm going to give you another visual for yourselves to get this. I know I'm giving you loads of info, but these are all things to see, feel, and do to help you. If you imagine yourself going into a pitch black room, you cannot see anything in it. You have a torch in your hand and you turn the torch on, you shine it across the room. What do you see? What we see is where the light lands on the wall. We have the origin of the torch in our hand. We have a ray of light, a beam of light going straight across the room and landing on the wall. That's called thinking. That's mental. It's limited. You cannot see anything else in that room. It's our old way. That's the 3D way we did things. And it's also a form of manifestation, which is called focused intention. Fabulous when we were really good at mental stuff. As we're stepping into an emotional world, it looks like this. See yourself again in a pitch black room and light a candle. And what happens? It emanates in all directions. That's a feeling. That's what a feeling is. A feeling is that emanation of energy in all directions. That's how powerful feelings are. They open you up to all possibilities and all potentialities available in your energy field. Imagine that. So that's the power of a feeling. And a feeling in our fifth dimensional world, this is where we're stepping into a world of emotional intelligence, this feeling world. That's our point of creation. So we have the mental world, see it as the torch with one ray of light, one direction. And then we have the flame emanating, that's emotion. When we have emotion, when we understand our emotions and cultivate those, we are in a place of creation. It's that simple. That's what we're doing. So as we step out of this cocoon, we've got the letting go, the surrender, opening up more energy, the slinky opening up, that visual of your energy field opening, things moving in and out quite fast, and it can be chaotic and it can be frightening because it's like there's nothing solid, there's nothing I can hang on to that's safe for me, but I can enjoy the ride. Stepping next into how do I want to feel and what can I do to make that happen? So there's a lot of other information around this. I do have a blog on my website around creating landing pads instead of creating a thing. It's way easier to create this life that we're stepping into. So check that out if you like. So this is the story, this alchemy of transformation, this awareness, alchemy of awareness. Everything starts from that first moment we hear ourselves say, what am I actually here for? And then we start this process. Now the planet is doing it. And I'm just going to make a bit of lightness here. And I said this the other day, I did a Facebook Live the other day, and I put this question out there, and I'm going to put it out to you guys. What if, just what if, some of what we're experiencing is the collective consciousness granting our wish? And I know in my life, and I know a lot of people around me and a lot of the work I'm doing in the corporate world, the thing I hear constantly, and I know we've all said it, is simply this, especially the last 5 years. I wish I had time to do the things I love. I wish I had time to try something new. I wish I had time. What if what's going on and what's about to happen is exactly that? Collective consciousness granting our wish for more time for ourselves. So what are we going to do with that time? How are we going to make it matter? We start to do the things that we love or the things that are new. We try and learn new things about ourselves, what else we're capable of. We start to realize that those things that mean something to us, that make us feel good and fill our lives, they're so important. So as we come out of this big shift that we're all going through, this massive vibrational, energetic consciousness move that we're all going through, what if those things that make us feel really good and that we love doing become the priorities in our life? What if our this wish, this collective wish that we are being granted, is allowing us to find those things to give our life more purpose and not be chasing things outside of us, but to be rich from the inside out? What if that's happening? So this is the journey. This is the map. So this is happening to each of us individually. It's happening collectively, and it's happening on the planet. So I hope that all makes sense. We have been told that the age of Aquarius is upon us, and this is the year. You know, I do a lot of soul overviews for people. They're 3, 6, 12-month gigs. And I got told, and I've had a few people remind me, that when I was doing them towards the end of last year and the start of this year, I kept talking about, because I'm in a zone when I do it, 2020 is the year, the new energy, even though it's been filtering in, it really anchors. And there's going to be changes through viruses and changes through the globe with lots of physical stuff going on for people to really get this urgency that we are all required to step into this next level. And this is what's happening. It's a really big level that we've got to all join hands to get to. So a simple purpose. So we can take the slide off now. I think everyone's got the idea of what that is. I hope so anyway. So this is a really powerful process to do. Remember that image. So this is how we're going to keep moving forward. And this has been working. I've got psychologists using this, people in the corporate world using it and contacting me going, oh my God, it just makes so much sense and makes it easy. And it's changed like that. And this is what I'm good at. Simple, effective, efficient, things that don't take up too much time. And it's simply this. When issues, when challenges, when triggers come up in your life, or the old stuff is coming up, or the old chatter around, you can't do this, who do you think you are, blah, 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 all that. And I'm not being disrespectful when I go blah, blah, because it's all blah, blah, blah. It's just old stuff. When that happens to you, this is what you do. You stop. You take a breath, and you physically, you've got to stand up to do this, you physically turn 90 degrees to the left. And you say verbally, that is who I was. And then you turn 180 degrees to the right and you say verbally, this is who I'm becoming. Now, what happens in that process is this. The trigger, the challenge, the old chatter, the old stuff comes up, and you're in that moment, you're recognizing it. Yep, okay. I want to move with consciousness. So basically, when you turn to the left, you're acknowledging, yeah, that's who I was. That is who I was. But I'm not playing in that world anymore. That's who I was. And when you physically turn 180 degrees to the right, you're turning your back on that. You are looking at where you're going. This is who I'm becoming. This is where I'm going. So what is the one thing I need to think, say, feel, or do right now that will keep me moving with this momentum of consciousness towards who I am becoming? That's all we have to do right now. That's it. And this is where conscious mindfulness comes in, a really big step in this movement for all of us, and something to really practice when we're in lockdown, because if we can master it in ourselves, we can do it really well out in the world once we all come back together. Just understand, if we are participating in the creation of this new frequency, this new world, this new self, this becoming that we are all going towards, then where's your responsibility right now? Right now, it's in everything I think, say, feel, and do in this moment. It's my responsibility to lift it to a higher caliber. It's my responsibility to change my thoughts to something more open and expansive. It's my responsibility to choose words that are high energy, that have intention behind them, that are collectively expansive. It's my responsibility to take action with higher intentions, with presence, with consciousness. It is my responsibility to take care of my feelings and cultivate the feelings that I want to experience. And from that, the flame that I am with my feelings radiates out. It emanates out in all directions. That is what's building our new world. So, for example, if a person was saying, oh, I've got this job, I really hate my job, but I need something new, and oh God, then I've got to go through the process of applying for a job and going through the interview. That's very old world. That's that limitation and already in defeat. It's too hard. Consciousness, the higher caliber thinking would be, you know what? I think my time with my job is done. I'm really grateful for the security it's given me, but I'm ready to learn something new, and I'm ready to experience something new. And I know I'll go on a learning curve, and I know there'll be new things for me to do and people to meet. But you know what? It's part of life. And I want to experience that because it keeps me evolving. That's a high caliber way of thinking. And when we choose our words, you know, choosing a higher caliber, what we have to understand is simply this. When I speak, and we've all seen it and heard it, that, you know, our words are like a spell, casting a spell. Use words that keep you aligned with how you want to feel and the life you want to step into. And words of encouragement, words of support, words of understanding, words of presence with others. This is the world we're stepping into. This is how we collaborate. This is how we are going to step into this oneness, this unity that our souls have been craving. And this is why we're going through this process. We are coming into another cycle, another 5,000-year cycle of existence and being and becoming, where there is more of this. We're coming back to this. And this is our role, to put things in place. Pardon me. We are participating in the creation of this. Don't forget that. This is a key thing. Everything I think, say, feel, and do now is contributing to the world that I want to live in and create, and the world that others will be sharing with me. When I take care of myself, I take care of the world. When I heal myself, I heal the world. This is where we're at right now. And as Christine said in the intro, my big thing, you know, I hear so many people say to me when I work with them, you know, oh, if I do some of this stuff, it feels like I'm being selfish. No, reframe. You're honoring yourself and you're respecting yourself. And when you do that, it radiates out. There's one more thing I want to share with you. There is a 21 breath meditation PDF I've popped out there for you. This is a fantastic tool that you can use on, and you know, a lot of people find it hard to meditate, especially when there's a lot of stress and worry. So this 21 breath meditation that I've offered, it's, you know, it's really simple. All the instructions are there. What it does energetically and through science, because I've done a lot of research with this, when we can hold the frequency of the word that you're going to be working with, when you read the PDF, whatever word you choose, when you can hold that frequency of that in yourself for 21 breaths, your nervous system shifts and your energy field basically holds that frequency for up to 6 hours. If you can hold it for 21 breaths, you're shifting your energy field to that frequency for about 6 hours, up to 6 hours. So, you know, these are really important tools for us to use. And, you know, I was giving a talk once on a stage, you know, a corporate thing, and someone, you know, from the audience said, oh, I never get time to meditate, because I was talking about the 21 breath meditation. It's quite fast. And someone said, oh, I never get time to meditate. And I went, well, do you sit on the toilet every day? And they laughed, they blushed. And they went, yeah. I said, you got time to do it. You got time to do a 21 breath meditation. You can do it when you're waiting for a drink. You can picking up kids from school, you know, anytime. You can just 3 minutes, 3-4 minutes, stop, you can do it. So that's another tool that you can use. Now, I think I'm being wound up here. Is that a wind up? Yes. So there's so much more I want to share. There's so much going on in the world, and I'm doing a lot of that through webinars. I'm doing a webinar once a week, and it's all free, and I'm giving meditations and lots of juicy yum for everyone with this process of shift and alchemy and change and transformation. I'm also doing regular Facebook Lives. I'm trying to do them every morning so we can set our tone for the day. It's so important to start your day with a really strong tone, a really strong intention, a really strong way of wanting to hold yourself as we're radiating. We become the flame, looking at yourself as a flame. This is big, and it's a simple thing to do. So I've got lots of resources and lots of tools and things on my website. So please, you know, go and check that out. I do offer a lot of consultations. That's all on my website. It's just, this is my passion. This is what I was born for, and reminding people that our soul knows where it's going. You know, this is what we're waking up to. Our soul wrote the script. Our soul has put the whole blueprint in front of us. It knows where we're going. It knows where we're going. When we start tuning in and going in and listening, we get shown what the next step is. And I think I've got time to give you one more process. Really, really cool process. And I'll take you all through it. Very simple. And this is a big one I use in the corporate world as well. And they love it. They get it. So this is for you all. Close your eyes right now. Just close your eyes. Take a really big breath. Now visualize or imagine yourself in the middle of wilderness, sitting on the edge of a canyon. And you're sitting there, you're looking around, there's nothing around you. It's just you in this spacious wilderness, expansiveness, sitting on the edge of a canyon. Just see that, feel that, the unlimited feeling of nothing else around you except you in this beautiful landscape. And then you're sitting on the edge of this canyon. There's the big abyss in front of you, and there's the opposite side of the canyon. Take a breath. Now invite your future self the part of you that's lived through what we're experiencing right now to sit on the other side of the canyon. And take a breath. And then this is the question you ask your future self. When you get the sense that that's there, whether it's an energy, you might see yourself, it could be anything. It could be an animal shows up. It doesn't matter. You're calling your future self in. Don't get too caught up in what it looks like. That's too mental. The question you ask is simply this: beloved future self, what is the one thing I need to do now to start building the bridge to where you are? And you should get an answer. But there are some people who that's a bit difficult. So this is a second question. This is a backdoor question. So stay with me. So if you didn't get an answer that way, this is the next way you do it. Beloved future self, what is the one thing I need to let go of in order to build the bridge to where you are? And when you get your answer, thank you, future self. Thank you. Take a breath, look around your wilderness again, be grateful, and then come back into the now. Our future self, our past self, our current self is all happening right now. So instead of dealing with stuff from the past and going back there and rehashing stuff which has already happened, consciousness is not interested in that. I can tell you that right now. It's not interested at all. It wants us to keep moving forward. Start connecting with your future self. Start asking your future self, what's the next step? You know, because your future self, the part of you that's lived through what we're all experiencing now or what we're going through in our lives right now has got an answer. And that's all you need to do. So I've given you a few processes, guys, and I hope that helps in your movement forward and your growth and your journey in what we're all going through. And it's with great love, respect and honouring. I say namaste to every single one of you. And I'm so grateful to Sarah for this. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Over to you, Christine.
That was incredible. I want to say thank you so much because I don't know, I got so many takeaways from that, but I think the biggest one is obviously to look forward. And I think obviously right now, that's what everybody really needs to do. Do you want to give yourself a bit of a shout out and just where people can contact you?
Sure, shouting. Okay, so my website is rayleneburton.com. And my Facebook page is Medicine for Your Spirit. So yes, you can find me there. And look, the journey that I'm on, what I want to share with people, as I said through my little chat, was I'm all about simplicity. Our mental world got so complicated and so complex, and things just took so long for anything to happen. I don't believe that's what is true anymore. I believe everything is within us, and as soon as we access that, it happens. It really happens. Or the moment to move forward happens. So anything I offer people in all the processes, meditations, all that jazz, they're simple, they're efficient, they're effective, because you are tapping into something beyond your mental world. You're going into something, another part of yourself that knows where you're going, and it's willing, it's there, it's holding its hand out saying, come with me, I know what's going on. We've got to trust it.
Absolutely. I just want to say thank you so much for sharing so much insight today. For those who have already signed up, make sure that, you can always go and catch the replay as well, because I knew that there were so many takeaways in that one, today that, you'll want to go back and watch it, because there's, I guess, obviously in where we are right now, we can obviously go back, revisit, and start to implement, just one thing at a time. So I want to say thank you so much, Raylene, for joining us today. Absolutely incredible. And everyone can go over and follow Raylene on Facebook and also check out her website as well. So thank you so much, lovely.
Thank you. So grateful.
Oh, our pleasure. So I just want to remind everyone at the moment of where you can go. You can check out all the details in the community tab, and that has links to obviously to all our speakers and obviously to all of the virtual website workshops that are happening. Oh, Rebirth, love that.
That's the card I pulled before I started, and this was the other one that came out with it.
Beautiful.
And then the last one, I had them sitting in front of me. The last one was this.
Strength. Like just a really incredible for that one, because I think we're really going through a complete rebirth at the moment. We're going through all those changes within ourselves and, you know, really seeking in. And, you know, I think the best thing that we realize is that we do have so much inner strength within ourselves. So thank you again. And, you know, everyone to reach out and, you know, how about we talk about, you know, where everyone is at and what are the takeaways that they've got from it at the moment. And I think it's just perfect timing what you said. You had the rebirth because we're relaunching the Rebirth magazine. So there's like such divine sort of like intertwine that's happening with that at the moment, because, you know, as I said, like in this challenging time that we're going through right now, there's so much, you know, I guess reconnection going back within ourselves. And so that is like a rebirth and actually looking forward of where we want to go, looking forward to our future self. And, you know, really just sort of, again, looking inwards. Very much to what Raylene said, you know, when you look to the left, you're looking back to the past, but we really want to actually turn our heads and, you know, look to the future. So the Rebirth magazine is obviously going to be so critical in there. And again, that's coming out on the 3rd of June. So make sure that you check that out. I'm pretty sure that Sarah would have had something worked out that you can sign up or, you know, get notifications with it as well. But, you know, as I said, it's so pivotal in this time right now that, you know, we look elsewhere, we look within ourselves and know which direction that we really want to go from, and then we know how much you know, inner strength that we really do have. And I know that within myself that the biggest thing is that when we go through challenging times, that the inner strength that, you know, gets pulled out of us, we sometimes forget. So really want you to, you know, if anything is coming up today and really resonating with you, just really honor and accept that within yourself and, you know, just appreciate where you are at the moment. So a few other things that are happening around the place, make sure you can jump over to the community page. The community page within there, we've also got the albums. They actually have all of the links of where you can go in, follow everyone and jump in. So we have still obviously workshops that are happening today, which is about journaling. We've got stuff about oils, you know, the high vibe pendulums. Like there's, as I said, there's an incredible amount of stuff happening around the place. So make sure you go in and, you know, check it all out. We've got some more incredible speakers that's going to be coming soon. So that is going to be Kelly Kingston, and I'll jump on soon with that. The other thing we have is to jump on and get readings with the psychics. So if you want to, you can either text or call Sarah. Her number is 0423 402 715. So I'll just say that again. It's 0423 402 715. So we've got 3 incredible psychics ready today that will be able to do one-on-one readings with you to really help you, support you with the guidance, especially if you've been listening to some of the speakers and something's coming up that you go, okay, I really need to get some more guidance, more help and support and clarity with that as well. So make sure you get onto those. They're, you know, as I said, it's really, really incredible psychics that are available today. Obviously check out. Then you have, let me see that. We've got, as I said, some more speakers coming up. So soon we've got Kelly Kingston. A little bit later today, we'll have Jack Robinson coming in. And then later today, we've got Natalie, we've got Rebecca, we've got Tani, and then also Kathy. So, you know, as I said, such a huge, incredible lineup of incredible women that are, you know, really going to give you so much information. If you are joining us live in the group, make sure that you come over and you register for the event as well, because you're going to get access to the replays, and that is the most incredible thing that you need to do. Okay, sorry, just give us, just having some technical things, so just give us a little bit. So Okay. Let me see. Bear with me for a moment.
I'll make you host.
So, gotta love technology, don't you? So we're just going with the flow, okay? So I'm going to, yeah, as I said, make sure you get on and you can register for any of those psychics. So the number to call or to text Sarah again is 0423 402 715. And as I said, we've got 3 incredible women there today ready to help you out and give you some one-to-one readings as well. And again, just make sure that you do go in and have a look on the community page or in the albums as well, because that's going to be able to help you go in touch with the speakers and also to show you more about the exhibitors that are happening today as well. So just bear with me for a moment. I'm just grabbing everything up. As I said, you've got, I love technology, but it does run a little bit slow sometimes. So just bear with me. Is it? Okay, so I'm going to very soon bring on the next incredible speaker, which is Kelly Kingston. She's really an incredible woman. She's an international multi-award winner for women in business. She's a global film producer. She is a best-selling author. She's a keynote speaker, a business educator. She has been recognised globally in business with 3 separate awards. There's a Female Executive of the Year in 2017, Businesswoman of the Year 2017, and Organisation of the year 2017, presented with her in New York. Oh my God, super jealous, at the Stevie International Business Women's Awards. As I said, Kelly is an incredible inspirational speaker. She's a transformational business specialist, and she also really helps, you know, deliver individuals and group sessions with it. She has an incredible book coming out, which is all about, you know, what frequency is your business vibrating at. And I think this is, you know, so critical right now to have her come on and talk about, you know, one of the biggest sayings that she has is the actually I can. It's all about positive affirmations, and it'll actually help you manifest a new life. So Kelly's going to be sharing that story about that. As I said, you know, when she gets on, you're really going to be able to feel her energy. It is super contagious. And it's, maybe I shouldn't have said that word contagious at this sort of point of time, but it's something that you actually do want to catch. So you really do need to, and, you know, you really want to make sure that your personal vibe is obviously, you know, connecting with your business, and making sure that your personal vibe and also your business vibe is at the same frequency. And I know that for a fact that it is so critical for that to happen. So just bear with me for a moment. I am going to bring Kelly on with me. I hope I'm doing this right. Bear with me for a moment. Let's see. Hello, gorgeous.
Hey, gorgeous. How are you?
I am good. I like this is all new to me, so I'm just going to let everyone know that just bear with me, because I'm making sure that I've done this right. So
You are doing an outstanding job.
Oh, thanks, my love. So as I said, like you just this. And I'm going to use the word again, contagious, because you really are, like, your energy, your just being around you really is infectious. And I know it's probably not the right word to use right now, but it's definitely something that you want to be around and to, you know, grab onto. So I am going to go with that. So
You are so funny.
I am, I think, I'm not sure whether or not we can, I'm trying to just make sure on my video that you are, we are on live together, because I can't tell with this. So just
I can see that the gallery view is only showing you. I've got a Facebook Live up here, and then I'm on Zoom as well, and so it is only showing you.
I think no, we're not doing that. Okay, bear with me for a second.
Okay, so if you go up, there you go.
Oh,
hi everyone.
Hi. So I think it's just you, which is so great. I just want to say thank you for coming on today and sharing your brilliance and wisdom with everybody.
It's absolutely my pleasure, Christine. It's so good when Sarah said no, she wanted to do Expo, marketplace, you know, first ever in the world. I've just gone, go girl, you have, I have got your back, and just, you know, this is a time to be supporting people and sharing and caring and loving and embracing these challenging times, because if we get through this, there's nothing that will stop us from reaching our fullest potential on this planet. So
absolutely.
Yeah. And Christine, thank you so much for hosting this amazing day. Like, you are an extraordinary woman. We've known each other for a while, but you know, these kinds of things bring us together. But what I've found is that it brings us together, and then we get on being busy in our lives. So creating a community, creating an online platform, fortnightly or monthly is something that, you know, I'm really in the co-creation space. So
yeah,
Christine.
Oh no, my pleasure. Like I said before, that I feel like I've got front row seats to like this incredible thing that, you know, like bugger off everybody else, I'm here. So it's so good. I'm like lapping it up. I'm like, oh my God, like really, best way to spend my Sunday. So I just want to say, yeah, again, thank you so much. And, you know, I know that you're going to be sharing so much wisdom. As I said, like we have known each other for a little while, but, you know, just, you know, being around you, and, you know, I know what you give out, not just to, you know, within your business, but, you know, what you give out to everybody who meets you is just incredible. So you are just a very divine woman, and I am truly grateful to actually know you and to even say that you're my friend, which is just incredible. So thank you so much, beautiful.
You are so welcome. And we've got some magical stuff happening in a couple of months together. So I am so friggin' looking forward to that, because that is just going to take it to another level.
I literally, there's been nights where I can't sleep because I am so super excited. So, which is just like incredible. I feel like I am like literally buzzing. Like I've had one coffee today. So I do apologize to people because I don't normally drink coffee, but I thought, okay, all day I need to. But if anyone knows me, that if I have more than one coffee, I am buzzing, and that's what it's been like in my life right now. So. But I am going to hand it over to you, gorgeous, and to take it away and just to really share your wisdom and insights with everyone today. So everyone, please just, you know, sit back and enjoy and grab all the takeaways that you possibly can.
Thank you so much, Christine. So, hello everybody from wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good day, good evening. My name is Kelly Kingston, and I'm sharing with you today how I supported myself on my awakening journey into fully embracing and empowering my true potential, so that I could live my true purpose and the passion that I have within inside of me, without judgment, without people, you know, saying, oh my gosh, you know, who's that woman? There's none of that. There's absolutely none of this anymore. Okay, we are all here for our own purpose, our true potential on this planet. We have our soul contract. We fulfill it. We don't come back, don't come back. Whatever the case, it's a choice. Everything from here now is a choice. You either take a step forward or you take a step backwards. And like Raylene said on the video previously, you look over your left shoulder, you're looking backwards, look over your right shoulder, you're looking forwards. We need to be stepping through these times. We need to be embracing, and we need to be really, really working out strategies on what's going to be the best way we can do this moving forward. So before I get started in sharing with you things tips, tools that supported me on my journey. And then I'm going to share with you where I am right now and then my vision moving forward, because this is a time that is so desperately needed. We need tools, how we can release different ourselves. Okay, so I'm just going to set the tone for the vibration about where we're about to start. So close your eyes, take a good breath in and breathe it out. Another breath in and a breath out. Another breath in and another breath out. So what I am wanting to talk to you about today is my topic for my talk today is actually I can. So I'm just going to go back and just give you a little bit of why I had to go through that space to then really embrace my right now. So I was told as a young girl raising up a teenager into a woman that you will never amount to anything, you're dumb, you're stupid, you're this, that. And all I could hear inside my beingness is actually you can. The whole time, even like external, it didn't matter. Every moment that I heard somebody put me down or heard something negative, I heard deep within the depths of my beingness, actually I can. Actually I can. But I didn't know how to step into the actually I can. And it wasn't until I got out of very, and then I took my children and I into the mountains as far away as I possibly could, where there was a school, and I set up my home and nurtured my children. And at that particular point in time, I was allowed, I gave myself permission to actually really nurture my children. And then when I actually gave myself permission to nurture my children, it allowed me to allow me to nurture me. And at that particular point in time, I think I cried for a whole day, not knowing really what that meant. And so I had been given some books about self-help, personal development, and you know, there's a saying, and I don't know whether I'm going to say this right, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. Well, a teacher doesn't have to be physical. A teacher could be a book. A teacher could be anything. Okay, so just be open to whatever you need to be receiving at that particular point in time. For me, I was ready. I had been given my first tool, my book, everything was The Four Agreements by John McGraw-Hill. Okay, I don't have his book because I've given it away to my sister, but I do have CDs, and you can download the ebook. This was the best thing that I have ever done for myself in my whole entire life, was really stepping into owning who I was, but not only owning who I was, but having some agreements in my life that made me reflect back on who do I want to be. So the Four Agreements is about being impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally, and because it's about them. And the more that you understand that, or step into understanding that, the more that will actually resonate with you. The third one is don't make assumptions. Okay, never ever make assumptions. Make sure that it's the truth that you're speaking. And if you don't know that it's not the truth, don't say anything at all. And the fourth one is always do your best. And that's all we can do. We can only always do our best. So at this time I had a lot of talk, like negative talks and you know, you're fighting the left to the right, and you go, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to manage this? And then I reached out to some friends that I thought that were my friends that really weren't my friends. And one day I found myself very, very much alone. Lonely and alone. Two different things. I didn't know that I could do this alone. I'd never been able to do anything alone. And it wasn't ever about me. It was always me helping other people on so many different levels. And I gave my power away on so many different levels. And I still didn't know what that meant until I wrote this agreement with myself. Okay. It is out of the Don McGraw-Will's book, The 4 Agreements, agreement to be impeccable with your word. And with me, growing up as a child, I didn't have my parents had separated, and I felt a part of me missing on so many different levels. And I'm not going to even go there because that's another story. So what I did is I typed it out and then cut it out because it's in the book. And then I laminated it. I was determined to really change my life every round so that I could be totally impeccable with my whole being. And I just really want to read this to you. It's the agreement to be impeccable with my word. This agreement is made on the 19th of June 2011 for the purpose of increasing my happiness and personal freedom. I am responsible for creating my personal dream of heaven on earth, and it begins with the power of my word. And the power of our word is as we speak it, so it is. And when we talk, it's a vibration. So if we want to live a high, strong vibration, we really need to be impeccable with our word and speaking our truth. I choose to be impeccable with my word. I promise to honor myself, to speak with integrity, to choose my word carefully. I intend to use the power of my word in the direction of truth and love. I will pay attention to how I use my word. I will take action every day to keep my word impeccable. I will repeat this action until the habit is firmly established and no longer requires my attention. My symbol of my commitment to this agreement was my Tesla necklace, and I still have that. And then I signed it off, and I had to have a witness. And so my son at that particular point in time was 7. And so as you can see, I signed it off, and he then signed it off as my witness for me to be impeccable with my word. And so that was the first phase of where I could really start acting on myself and working on what comes out of here is what I needed to step into. I needed to walk my walk so I could talk my talk. And then that became my mantra. Walk my walk, talk my talk, talk my talk, walk my walk. And every time I had something negative come in that I used to do beforehand, it didn't matter if I, told a little white lie about, how I was feeling. Oh, how are you today? Oh, yeah, I'm really well. But I wasn't. I was crap. I was totally a mess. And deep inside me, I was falling apart. So I had to then really push through going, okay, no, I'm not okay today. And it's okay for me to tell people that because they're actually asking me, and I'm now going to be truthful with people. So how are you today? I'm really not okay today, but I'm and I am being the best version of myself. And that's where I took myself. So the 4 agreements. Once I actually read that book, I couldn't not read any more books. I just had to learn more. I wanted to educate myself. I wanted to really push through that. So then I stepped into the 5th agreement. Okay, and the 5th agreement is always listen, but be skeptical. Okay, so you always listen and listen with honor and listen with where people are at, because you might be able to support them and help them on that part of the journey, or not, or they could support you in something that you're actually going through right now, and you go, oh my gosh, I'm going through that right now, I need to listen, but no judgment, and be skeptical, because that's okay, because you choose to be, because we have choice. Another thing is supporting crystals. I had gone and bought a lot of crystals because I needed to have the light. I needed to feel something. I needed, as you speak it, so it is. And so I used to talk into the crystals, and then I used to pop them underneath my pillow and then sleep with them at night to really, really support that transitional space. And it didn't need to be anything. I think at first I couldn't afford a crystal, so I just went outside and got some rocks that looked really pretty. And then I used those to start off with until I could actually then step into really owning that space. So crystals and education, self-help, personal development, and that comes from here. And you'll be guided. As soon as you're ready, something will happen and somebody will give you something, but you have to be aware, because it could be something really little. It could be a word, it could be a sentence, it could be a touch. And that feeling comes and go, oh my gosh, that's so good. I want more. How do I get that? You ask the question. They're carrying it. They're giving it to you. You've asked for it. So just be willing to be accepting and ask questions. Oh my gosh, ask so many questions to so many people and reach out, because people are there to support you. I am. And if you want to ask a question, ask away. So many things. Just keep asking questions, and then until you don't have any more questions, and then you just sit with it. Another thing that I started to do once I actually started reading and everything was journaling. Okay, because I had so many different feelings coming up, and I've gone, oh my gosh, I still feel these negative emotions and I don't want to feel them anymore. And so once I actually started to research a little bit more about releasing aspects of emotions in my body, I found out that writing it out was the best method of releasing. Okay, how I'm working with. So I did personal journaling diaries, day 6, and I did it all the way up. I did it for 12 weeks solid of just releasing how I was feeling. I drew pictures of how I was feeling. And if I was feeling grounded, if I wasn't feeling grounded, and I'm really writing my own manual, okay? What I ate that day, how it actually made me feel, people that I spoke to, people that I released and let go. Journaling is one of the best tools you could possibly ever do for yourself. And I highly step into that space. And hello, Sarah. Goodbye, Sarah. That was weird. So journaling is extremely important. Another thing that I found really, really encouraging myself is I find affirmations that I really love. Okay, I am open and ready to attract abundance into my life. I stuck these. I think I had 20 or 30 around my whole house, and I used to, like, the blue tacked everywhere. Okay. And this one is, everything around us is made up of energy. To attract positive things in your life, start by giving out positive energy. And so I had these everywhere. My kids are going, Mom, what is all this? And then, you know, I used to say it to them so that they would support that energetic transformation that I was going through. But, you know, they were really little. So they supported in the best way that they could. And that's with cuddles, hugs, telling them how much I love them, and then them telling me how much they love me, providing them with beautiful meals, going on to the park, and just spending time together. It was one of the things I could have ever done, honestly. And it was the most hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life, was step away from a toxic environment, because pretty well much my whole life was brought up in that toxic environment. So that's all I knew. So releasing myself and giving myself permission not to be in that space was huge for me. Absolutely. And so another tool that supported me, because I couldn't really speak to anybody because nobody was understanding me sometimes I didn't understand me, so I totally get that. But I really missed communicating. And so I don't know whether I spoke to a lady or somebody, but anyway, it didn't matter. This is where I started using Actually I Can so many times a day. Like I used to use it internally, probably for as long as I can remember. But when I actually started using affirmation cards to support the positivity aspects of my life and choices and meeting different people, new people, old people that still wanted to connect with me but really didn't know what I was doing. So what I used to do, and I thought I could only pull one card a day, but you can pull as many cards as you like because it's for the now, okay? So I used to pull affirmation cards and I used to go, this one says release and surrender. So I used to then go in and write in my journal book, actually I can release and surrender. I choose to now release and surrender anything that no longer serves me with ease and grace. Okay? Actually, I can release and surrender with ease and grace, however you choose to want to say it. But as soon as you allow and give yourself permission to do that, your world changes. It changes so much that I don't even have words to describe the changes that happened to myself and my children on so many different levels. Our community, it was just amazing. And another one, ask. I didn't think I was worthy of asking people for help or asking people for advice or asking people for anything. So I then said to myself, actually, I can ask. The next one, listen. Oh my gosh. Hearing and listening, they're two different words. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? Are you listening? Actually, I can give myself permission to listen because all I ever heard was, are you hearing me? Did anyone hear me? Hello, I'm all the way down here. Did you hear me? And I never, ever felt heard. So the next one is fresh air. Actually, I can give myself permission to go outside and get some fresh air, but not actually like we go outside, we hang washing on the line, we go and, meet a friend, we go and do things, but we actually don't go outside for us, to put our feet on the ground, to connect with Gaia, to connect in with our true self, connect on the ground. So cards huge for me, and I have heaps of packs. These are my angel ones at the moment, but you can use anyone. And it's just, if you have one word, okay, that you get out of a card, that's the word. And you don't necessarily need to use the description book of what the actual card is. You don't necessarily need to do that. There's no rules around it. It's what you feel you can get out of that at that particular point in time. Okay, so we've gone through the books, we've gone through little posters that you can make yourself, your crystals, affirmation cards in support of transitioning into an awakening consciousness of where you want to be for your true self, for your purpose, and the message that you want to get out there that people really want to hear from you. So another book, I bought this at a secondhand shop, and you know what, I wasn't even looking for it. It just jumped out at me, and it's the Guide for the book. One of those books where you can just sit there and you just go and go, what message do I need to hear? And like Raylene said in her video, ask your future self the question for the now. If you don't know what questions to ask, this book is so good, where you could just open it up at any page at all. I'm just going to find one with something small on it. Okay, and it looks like that inside. And then it's what the first page that you look at. And if you look at both of them, read both of them. It's a message for you. It's a message for anybody that's wanting to get out there. So at any moment, I could start being a better person. But which moment should I choose? Okay, so there's the choosing again. You actually get to choose to be who you want to be. You choose negative or to be positive. It's totally up to you. And these are tools that supported me on my journey. Now, the book's about energy because I didn't understand energy and a lot of energy was flowing through me. So the guide to healing through the human energy field. And as you can see, I've had great use out of this and there's lots of tabs and everything. So this was one of the other tools that I used in owning who I was for the now, because I didn't have a lot of support or education. So it was just what I was finding on a day-to-day basis, and anybody that was tapping into my life that could support in one way or another. And that book was really, really awesome. It kind of supported me in knowing how I could frame my own energy and not give my power away. And there's a really, really kind of for you all, because it really helped me understand other people's energies that are around you, that if they're going through a hard time, in how you can pick up their energies. Let me just see if it's going to let me find it. Here. So can you all see that? There's different energies that people live in. And so when you're walking past someone at the shops or down the street, or you have a friend come over and they've just had the most awfulest day and you pick up on their energies, it allowed me to understand different people's energies, and for me to be more conscious about what that looked like and where I was sitting within my own energy, what other energies are attracting into me. And so as I was going on these transformational spaces, allowing the old, releasing what no longer serves me, journaling, I experienced headaches, I experienced wet sweats, and I thought I was getting sick, and I was getting sick, but I think it was the emotional releasing aspects of releasing things that no longer served me. So what I did is I did some research because I didn't want to do pharmaceuticals anymore. It just, I don't know, it made me feel a little bit heavier every time I had a Panadol or was doing whatever. It didn't matter whether I had a menstrual cycle, feeling pain. I just didn't want to be in that space. So what I did is I researched homeopathy. And so I actually then started to take a lot of homeopathy. And homeopathy is a vibration. Oh, and I just dropped a whole heap. I just wanted to show you because some people don't know homeopathy, but I'm just going to, they're little white pillions. Can you see that? And they all have a specific vibration to help you within your body for what you're actually going through at this particular point in time. And it hones in like a radio frequency wave. Okay, it knows exactly where to go. And I haven't really done like massive sciences around homeopathy. I just know that they work. So you can get little kits like this, and you can have them in your bag. And they do ones here, cold and flu. We've got sore throats. We've got anxiety and fear. One, sore tonsils, earaches, jet lag, stomach upset, anything. Okay, so these tools that I found for supporting me physically were really, really important, because some days I felt like my eyes were popping out of my head and I was having headaches, sore throats, and just releasing these things. Now, if I'd gone back and taken pharmaceuticals, I don't think that my vibration would have stayed at a consistent level as I was being more awakened and more conscious of the areas that I was wanting to step into. So the next space that I wanted to share with you is, okay, I didn't bring that out with me, but that's okay, don't worry about it. Supporting yourself, allowing yourself, choosing to be in the giving yourself permission. Yes, it is okay. Actually, I can do this. As long as we don't step into a place of harm and harming anybody in any way, shape or form, allow yourself to step into that space and always do the releasing, because as we're releasing, we're bringing in something new. Releasing, bringing in something new. And whatever that is, whatever that looks like for you in any way, shape or form. So being, and I'm just sharing the tools, actually I can. Now I'm going to share with you, I then became a practitioner of massage therapy, energetic alignment, and then in the last couple of years bought the bioresonance frequency machine. So I had my practitioner business, and I was doing everything that I loved, and I was supporting different people in the places that I did with myself to then be able to support other people going through their journeys. And I think this is, you know, a common thing. What we love, we then attract other people, and we want to then support them with what's worked for us. So now I was in a practitioner business doing something I love. And then I got so far in my business and didn't know, I couldn't go any further. I wanted to expand my business, but I didn't have any business education. I had no business knowledge whatsoever. So I sat with that for a little bit, and I've gone, I don't know what to do here. I don't know what area to go in. And one day I had met this beautiful lady, and she became, we didn't become business partners as such, but we did a lot of work together. And then she introduced me to her accountant, and that is my lifelong soulmate, and we have a beautiful daughter together, and we support each other on our paths together amazingly, in physical form, spiritual form, mental, emotional, environmental, every aspect. And we get each other, which is absolutely amazing to share that journey with, especially when you didn't have somebody there. So still is an accountant. And so we stepped into that space of going, oh my gosh, I so need to understand business. How am I going to do this in my practitioner business? And then we had a little chat, and then, cut a long story short, I ended up stepping out of my practitioner business and then stepping into the accountancy practice that we both started to create and work in. And Graham, over 5 years, taught me everything there was to know about business. I learned so much about business that I just kind of went, oh my gosh, there was no way I would know this much about business if he hadn't have come into my life. So I used to do one-on-one private consulting with medium to large size businesses in strategizing where they're currently at in their business and where they want to go and what that looked like. So 3 years ago, I had my aha moment in wanting to support spiritual wellness business owners that are wanting to step into their business. And I've gone, I wonder how I can do this. So I started writing, because writing is just one of my most favoriteest things in the whole entire wide world to do. And I started writing the 13 chapters of my book in how I can support people in business planning. And then I wanted to then from a spirit perspective. So then I brought in 13 chakra systems. And the 13 chakra systems is I just defined spirituality, okay, through what business terminologies used to be. So the heavy aspects of where business currently is today is the third dimensional world of business. And so what I've done and created is I wanted to step it up and co-create business, not out of the mind, but out of the heart. So we're now creating a heart-based business model that is in alignment with our true purpose. So we have the 13 chapters. That is what business is. 13 chakra systems that align the process. So as you raise your personal frequency, you're raising your business frequency at the same time. And all of this is done by 13 mantras. So you listen and you feel into the mantras before you embark on each step that you go through the business and the chakra process until you get to the operations, which is the divine gateway chakra that allows you to be in total alignment with your life purpose for your business model. And I'm just going to quickly share with you a little bit. So this is my mantra definition, or not definitions, the framework of the mantras. So I've based it around the elementals, spirit, air, fire, water, earth equals balance. And so what we're doing is we're coming in and we're awakening our connection to the business structure. So we start at the base of where you're currently at. What does that look like? Business structure, your vision, your mission, your values, your strategies, your objectives, your avatar, which is your ideal client, your programs, your pricing, your philosophy. So we go through and work out where are you at with that, okay? So we're aligning the connection of the structure through the Earth Star chakra. We are then going into the SWOT analysis, awakening your creative SWOT analysis with the base chakra. We're then going in and awakening your vision with the sacral chakra. We're then going in and awakening your mission to the navel chakra. So as we are creating and co-creating our business, we're simultaneously aligning the chakra systems so that the chakra systems is then supporting the vibration of raising your business, and you're co-creating that model a dimensional. And as we're raising the frequency, we're tuning into the different hertz of the vibrations that are also in alignment with this whole process. So it's absolutely awesome. So I have a workshop coming up on Wednesday. It's an online workshop and it's all about awakening your connection. So what I say about awakening your connection is your connection statement. At the end of the 4-hour workshop, you will leave the workshop knowing exactly who you are, who your ideal client is, what you do, and how to get that message across in less than 60 seconds. Okay, and how we do that is that we find your vision, we find out who your avatar is, which is your ideal client, we work on your biography, which is your story, and those three that are all here then intertwines with the connection. You can, anybody ask whoever you are, what do you do and who are you? You then can say in less than 60 seconds, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is who I am, this is what I do, and this is where I want to go, and this is where you can find me, and get it all out there. And then you still have their attention and you're working through it, and it's just going and going and going. So this is my very, very first printout of my book, okay? At the time, it was called The Ultimate Business Guide for Wellness Practitioners. The version 2.0 is coming out in 3 weeks. I'll get the new printout. It's still the same look and feel. There's no picture of me on the front, and it's just got a little bit of extra goodness in there. Just a little bit more of an eye. So the book is now called Your Ultimate Wellness Business Guide. What frequency is your business vibrating at? And it is absolutely a phenomenal wellness business guide that supports you on your journey. There's sacred geometry pictures in there that aligns with every single process. and it's just been strategically put together. It took me probably just over 12 months to put all this together, doing all the mantras, doing the processes, working with beautiful, beautiful mentors that supported me on so many different levels. Sarah supported me greatly I used to call her and, you know, go through different processes, and it was just absolutely amazing. And once you find your tribe and you can actually sit and talk to them, so amazing. You don't know what you don't know unless you actually step into your full power and really go deep within. And to do that, we can only do that by getting out the old. So we need to release, and we need to have those releasing processes so that you can get out of the third dimensional aspects and step right up into that fifth dimensional world, that heart-based, that loving vibration that supports us to transform our beingness, to really, really own who we are and what we want to get out of this world. Like, I will be supporting people until my body drops on this planet, my book, because it's so, so, so important that people are heart-based in business, okay? I just don't, there's just no other words. Anyway, to finalize my my session and my connection with you all today, I would love to be able to share with you a gratitude exercise that is all about feeling thankful, feeling forgiveness, and feeling gratitude. Okay, there's a little bit of a spiel in the front about myself. And then this one on the first page, it's a simple mirroring and cleansing process. Okay, so it's a mirroring process. So anybody that's triggering anything within you, it's not actually really about them, it's about you. So we have these releasing processes that work with you in where you currently are now. And you know what? The best thing about this process is nobody gets to see it except you, because you need to be true to you. You don't need to be true to anybody else. Maybe you're in a relationship or something else in that space. Hello, Christine. You just need to be true to you. You're the only one that needs to live with yourself within inside of you. You're the only one that has that negative chitter chatter that's going on. Okay, so if you are mentally clear with these processes, and you stay true to who you are, you can't go wrong. You really, really can't. I used to lie to myself from the time I woke up in the morning when I was a child going to school to the time that I went home. I didn't even know who I was. Was the biggest what's the word I'm looking for? The biggest reveal of my life was taking action because I didn't like who I was becoming or who I was. So I then, whoa, who's going to help me with this? Externally, because nobody knew me other than me. I was the only one that knew that I needed to change. So I had to do that from within. These mirror processes are fabulous, okay? It takes you through who's triggering you. Is it your mum that's triggering you? Is it your best friend that's triggering you? Is it other people in the workplace that are triggering you? Write down, and as you're writing, you're releasing. As you're writing and you're releasing, and you can say this to yourself as you've got tears rolling down your face, because yes, it does happen. Those emotions do come over you. Energy in motion equals emotion. And when we cry, we are releasing. So it is okay to release. It is okay to own our own shit and release it, because when we do, magic happens. Okay, it is so true. I'm giving to you all free. Okay, I'll put this in the link, and anybody can have this. You can use crystals. I've done a whole heap of different little pictures. Okay, this is the gratitude symbol, and there's the gratitude as the master key. Okay, so when we give gratitude, for ourselves when we start our day in our diary, when we give gratitude for other people being in our lives. And, you know, I am so grateful for Sarah putting on this global, you know, marketplace expo, so that beautiful people like myself, Raylene, Christine, and all the other beautiful speakers get to share their message with you today. Okay, it's just phenomenal. And the next one is, and put crystals around here, or you can do whatever. You can put drawings, you can write words, it doesn't matter. And then right at the end, we do a clearing process, okay? And it's got the clearing, just got that there. Feel thankfulness, feel forgiveness, feel gratitude, feel love, and feel your breath, okay? We've forgotten how to breathe. Believe it or not, yes, we have. And Raylene, in her talk before, she's got a breathing exercise or a breathing mudra. I can't remember the exact word, but breathing in for 21. Once we actually breathe in properly and we hold our breath, okay, it brings clarity and it gives our whole body so much more oxygen that we then can change different areas aspects of we are, and we don't need any type of Panadols or drugs or anything in that space. It's not saying that if you're really sick right now that you don't need them. Don't take that into precautions. It's when we actually are awakening that process and we have slight headaches. Is it because we haven't had enough water? Is it because that our vibrational levels are changing? There's so many different variables. So you just really need to be tuned in to who you are and your body, and know your body, and go, oh my gosh, I haven't had enough water. I have, you know, a couple of big mouthfuls, or drink a whole big liter of water. And then after 5 to 10 minutes, the headache's gone. So just do little snippets with yourselves and work out what you feel is best for you, and just do it. Okay, if it feels good and it feels right for you, just do it. And if you don't, it doesn't feel like it, oh my gosh, maybe I did do the wrong thing and it's not right, take a good couple of steps backwards and evaluate the situation. And you might have just taken a wrong turn. Take a couple of big steps back. We're only perfect for what we know right now. We can't like click our fingers and then, you know, transform ourselves onto another planet where everything's all perfect. Wish we could, man. I'd be there in a heartbeat. So I have absolutely loved sharing with you today on how I supported myself in being the beautiful, loving person I am today. And I hope that I have supported you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm going to be supporting the beautiful speakers and Sarah and Christine all day, in and out, on and off, and I'm here to support everybody. Thanks so much again, Sarah Watkins, for allowing this and putting this out there and stepping into your true potential. I love you with all my heart, and I'm always going to be here to support you. And Christine, thank you so much for hosting this amazing event. You're absolutely beautiful, and I so look forward to working with you in the future, because magic is going to happen time and time again as we step up and step into our true potential. So namaste to every single person that this reaches. And if you need support and you don't think you have anybody to speak to, just reach out to one of us. Honestly, every single speaker on this platform today will support you, will, you know, give you as much information as they possibly can, so that you can make some beautiful choices for you.
Thank you so much, lovely. Oh my goodness. I am super excited. So I'm just, I have actually got it right, I think, now, like doing both of us together. As I said, I'm still learning all of this technical stuff, so gotta love it. So, but yeah, thank you so much. I'm really excited actually with your book coming out, and I really do know the difference, obviously, even in my own business, of like really matching where I'm at in with my business as well. And it just then allows everything to be so seamless. And it actually feels like it's not hard work, if that makes sense to anybody. It just really is a natural flow. So I really encourage anyone to sort of reach out to Kelly. You can go into the community section. You can also go into the photo album section within the Facebook group, and that which has all the links and available to reach out to all of our amazing speakers and also to go into our workshops as well. So thank you so much, beautiful, for coming on and sharing your wisdom.
Thank you so much for allowing me. I'm extremely grateful to everyone that is here, and extremely you and Sarah. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. So thanks, Kelly, for doing that. I'm still really trying to work all of this. So, just please just bear with me. I think I've got this right now, but we'll just see how we go. But yeah, big thanks to Kelly for coming on and sharing all of her incredible insights and that today. And as I said, the best thing that you can do, that if you haven't already done so, is go and sign up, because you're going to be able to get access then to the replay. And as I said, like with all the incredible speakers and today, that there is just so much information that we take away. And the way that our brain works is that we can only withhold so much, only take in so much information. So sometimes we need to go back, rewatch something just to be able to allow us to even expand further on it, and also to take it to the next level. So, make sure that you have signed up. And the best thing is that then you go in for the lucky door prizes as well. So there's incredible prizes that are given away, and they're all going to be drawn very, very soon. And, look, honestly, I would be putting my hand up for all of them as well. So I just want to also give a big shout out, that just to let you know, again, that we do have more exhibitors. So they're coming on throughout the day. They've got their own group that they're going live in. And there's lots of different stuff in there. There's like the medical intuitive, there's numerology. So, keep coming in throughout the day. Check it out. As I said, you can go into the community page, or you can check out the photo album, and that has all the relevant links in there as well. So we've tried to make everything super easy and seamless for you as well. The other thing too, just to remind you, is that if you feel that you want some one-to-one guidance, we have some incredible psychics that are available today that you can book in a reading. Now, to do that, you need to either text or contact Sarah, and her number is 0423 402 715. So that's 0423 402 715. So you'll be able to book them all day, and they'll be able to help you, give you that clarity and guidance of where you want to be able to go with your life or your business, and they're the one-to-one readings that you can have as well. So I just also, as I said, make sure you go on and you do register so that you can actually get access to the replay. And then also you're going to be in the draw to win one of the amazing lucky door prizes as well. So just to sort of recap, like if you have missed it, you'll be able to go back and check out. We've already had Raylene, we've just had Kelly who's come on. So two really incredible women that have so much information for you to learn from. And as I said, this is not just about your personal life. This is actually going to help you propel your business as well. So if you have been thinking of either creating a business, or you've been thinking that, I want to be able to take my business to the next level, these are some amazing tools that they've got to get yourself into the perfect alignment, but also to help guide you into the right direction as well. And, something that Kelly just said before, which is about matching the vibration. And I think that that is so crucial, because I noticed that, especially in, my personal life, but also when I've grown my business as well, is when I've been in that perfect alignment. So when my energy, when also my intentions match in personal life, but also in my business, that it is really just such a seamless process with it. And there are days when I literally feel like I'm not even working at all, but so much is happening in the background and it's like still moving, but it just doesn't feel like, you're putting, metal to metal and sort of grinding every single day. It is just a really beautiful, seamless, way for us and a beautiful flow for the business to happen as well. So if you have been sitting there and you're thinking that you want to escape the corporate world, you can come over and also watch my TV show. It's on Facebook and also on YouTube. It's called The Corporate Escapist. Interview incredible people from all around the world that have really decided that they need to, find their passion again. They've had that moment, that sand, drawn the line in the sand moment where they've gone, okay, now is the time for me to actually follow my own dreams, follow what I've been wanting to do, for a long time. They've been sitting on the fence or, and some pivotal moment has happened in their life that's made them to make that change. And they share so much insight, they share so much, wisdom, but also it's their stories that help us connect and just to realize that we're not alone, and, things happen in life. And, I think we need to also just be mindful of that, and always then to, go back to what Raylene and also what Kelly's saying, is that we're looking to the future as well. So which is really, really incredible process that we can do. We look forward. It's something that I teach a lot to my clients, is that we look to our future self. We look to the person that we want to embody. We look to the person that we can see in the future, and allows us to make changes to ourselves. It allows us to think in a different mindset. It allows us to, really step out of the shadows. It allows us to embrace the change. And one of the big things that I love so much is that we need to learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And with embracing that allows incredible growth. And, that was one of the cards that Raylene brought out with strength, is that, it takes so much strength for us to adapt and to also, bring out change within ourselves. So, as I said, you can go back, you can watch the replay, make sure you have signed up, make sure that you check out the new magazine also that Sarah's going to be bringing back, which is the Rebirth. So much spiritual content. I can't even talk properly now. Spiritual content that's going to be in there, and really incredible inspirational stories as well. So make sure you check that out. So coming up, we're going to be having Jax. She's going to be coming on and be our next speaker. Then we will have a short break afterwards of that. And then this afternoon, we will be back with Natalie, Rebecca, Tani, and also Kathy as well. So as I said, there's so much coming up. So, loads of free content. Honestly, we should all be very, very blessed and grateful that we've got access to this. And I think the world that we live in right now, the way that technology is growing allows us to bring this beautiful collective and amazing human beings together, and to really shed so much more love and light into the world as well. So as I said, make sure that if you want to, you can check out some of the other workshops that are happening as we speak. And then if you want to, you can book in for a one-to-one reading with our psychics. So if you want to do that, make sure that you either text or you call Sarah, and that is on 0423 402 715. So there is some appointments still available with it, so make sure you get in and grab your spot right now. So we're going to be coming on very soon with the beautiful and super talented, she's actually very, I don't know, this is just by reading her bio, and I have seen her around on social media, the very inspirational woman. So Jax, she really, for her, like, she's so comfortable in speaking her truth and doesn't feel like she's, just bear with me for a second. We're just having some technical stuff. You're gonna love it. So bear with me for a moment. I'm just gonna see if I can bring her on. Hi. Bear with me. So I'm just bringing Jax on, just bear with me for a second. Sorry, lovely. We're just like, I'm just learning as we go. So bear with me, everyone. Okay. So one of the really incredible things is that she shares divine wisdom, law of attraction teaching, guidance and manifestation, visualization, conscious business strategies. Oh my goodness, I'm going to run out of breath. Soul transformations. And then obviously she is a channel as well. And one of the things is that she brings all these incredible modalities to life, and really I said, like, it's sort of really like a collective way that she can help people as well. She really inspires people to shift within themselves, which is incredible, because I am going to tell you now as a life coach is that we can give you all the tools in the world, but you're the one that has to actually make the difference. But she really inspires you to be able to do that, which is super incredible. I'm just going to see if I can bring her on. Just bear with me for a moment. Just seeing, hopefully everyone can see you, so just bear with me. I'm like, got a little bit of a lag on Facebook, so just, I'm hoping that this all works. Can you hear me, lovely?
Yes.
Beautiful. Davine. Okay, well, there you are. Look at you on the big screen.
I am now famous.
You are. Soak it in, soak it in. Enjoy it. Oh my God, I love your energy so much.
Thank you, Christine.
Oh, it's just such a pleasure, my love, like to have you here. And, you know, I really can't wait for what you're going to be sharing with everybody. So I first of all, want to thank you for giving up your time today, for coming on here and sharing, you know, your love, your wisdom, your guidance, everything that you're going to be throwing out there today to everyone. And, you know, just obviously your presence here today, I can really just feel the shift in energy. So thank you so much, beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you to Sarah and the team for putting this incredible, very intuitive event together, considering that this has been in the pipeline for quite a while, and look at the timeline that it lands on. And I just want to welcome you all. Thank you so much. I am just wondering how I can access comments, if there are comments, or do I just go ahead in this experience? Christine?
Just go with the flow, and then if I see anything that comes up on Facebook, I'll pop it in here for you.
Perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome, everybody. I'm really just so humbled by the introduction just now by Christine, and my heart is so full. And it's interesting, anytime that Sarah has anything like this organized, I just know that from her heart space and her soul and her dedication to serving humanity in this way is just, I'm always, always, always proactive on this kind of experience. So thank you very much. And it's interesting. So what's up? What's real? A few weeks ago, when I was asked to do this, I was like, cool, I'm going to bring in prosperity codes in abundance, and which is awesome, because that's happening today. I know that's going to happen, and I'm so excited for what I'm going to bring to the table for you. But I also, in this last couple of days, it's really dropped in, like asking the question, how can I serve at my best? How can I serve what is needed right now? And it's really important for not just for myself, but I dare say every single one of us that is watching, that is participating. This is such an important time to learn how to pivot. This is the conversation that is really needed to be had right now, and the conversation of having the ability to pivot and adjust. And we can all agree that there has been rapid, radical shifts that are happening around us, and we don't know what we're doing, upside, left side, inside, outside, right? And it is now it's like the greatest opportunity for us to live the life of adventure that we crave, and learn how to pivot what is needed. It's kind of like, especially if you know, within this audience right now, it's like having this ability, this innate ability to come from here and drop into here and go, like, instead of like freaking out here, and I'm not going to lie, I'm like I freaked out. I actually have had like days of freaking out. So I share that with you so you know that we're the same and it's okay. This is all about being human, right? But coming from here and then having the freak out, not wronging the freak out, and then dropping into the heart and going, okay, so what is needed? What is needed right now? What is the frequency of Earth calling for us to do in this moment? For what is the frequency of Earth calling for me to do in this moment for humanity? And so today I feel like it's, for those that know me and have worked with me before, know that I always love to take you through an experience. So rest assured that is happening. So if you are tuning in and you wish to experience the prosperity and abundance codes that I will be bringing through later, please get your headphones ready. Super important. Just headphones, always important, because of the nature of the sounds that come through me, that are channeled through me, are really potent. And for you to really integrate them into your being, it's just always really, it really is such a beautiful experience when you've got headphones. So just giving you a heads up. But I really wanted to share with you actually right now the story that is such an important story for me. And I believe right now is an important story for you. And the reason I'm sharing this is because right now, for some of us that are like literally in lockdown or at home, we've lost jobs, or you know, it's, I wouldn't say you've lost a job, you've just gained an opportunity to actually spend more time with you and your family, and you know, and really navigate what's really important to you in this life. And I feel like it's such a potent energy and opportunity to really navigate your gifts. So for those of you that feel intuitive, or like, I know, and I dare say every single one of you and us have an intuitive gift. This is literally the best time to explore, navigate, and expand it. What is happening in the atmosphere right now, there's a clarity happening in the atmosphere. Believe it or not, the atmosphere is the clearest it has ever been, ever, right? Considering that the pollution has lowered, and you know, all of it, like, it's clear. So what that means for us intuitives is that we get to manifest faster. There's our frequency that we emanate is reaching, is just 1,000 times faster and stronger. This is the time to be tuning into your gifts. And the story that I want to share with you is how the heck did I discover my gifts? I share this with such like humanness, because I love that I get to be the example of anything is actually possible. So last night I had an experience and I channeled, actually channeled dialogue, and I feel like I hope I get to share that with you later. I channeled dialogue from, I don't know, I always have a connection with Pleiadian. If you don't know what Pleiadians are, it's their interdimensional, extra dimensional, whatever you wish to call them, beings that exist on different planes, different realms, different dimensions. And so I channeled a dialogue, which I will share with you later, which is just so freaking beautiful. But I want to share with you that this is something that I haven't been doing all of my life. So I'm 37 this year. In the last 5 months, at 37 years old, at 36, I discovered a really incredible divine gift. And I never knew I had it. And I share this with you because some of you are sitting, watching, who would consider yourself really intuitive, right? Super intuitive. But you're like, what is my gift? I don't have a gift. I'm letting you know now, you have a gift. So what happened, so I'm going to rewind a little bit, a couple of years, just so you can get a bit of context to this story and really enable you to relate it to your own story. And the reason I'm sharing this with you now is because this is the best opportunity to explore the intuitive gifts that you believe that is there, because there's no lie in your belief. There's no lie in your truth, right? You feel it. If it's felt in your body, it's true. Our body is so much more intelligent than our minds. So I've always known that there was something about me, but I never knew, right? I've always known in my body that there's something special about me. And yes, I'm very charismatic. Yes, I love public speaking. I love doing that. You know, I love just entertaining and you know, conversing. And I'm one of those people that be careful of starting a conversation with me, because I will take you down a rabbit hole without a seatbelt. I just love that stuff. So I've always been intuitive. Which means I've always had a sense of things. I've always been led by my intuition. If my soul says, get on a plane and go over to the UK, I got on a plane and went over to the UK. And I'm that kind of person. But never have I ever considered myself clairvoyant. And I still don't now, but I've never considered myself as close to, even in the same like realm of clairvoyancy, and especially channeling. 0, 0, 0. So it was only a couple of months ago that I was actually, my channeling gift dropped in. It was interesting because it's the universe, God, source, whatever you wish to call it, the powers beyond, the energy beyond, has always, when I really reflect in hindsight, has always been dropping hints in over the years. I remember a couple of years ago, I was actually living at Sandgate in Brisbane, and there's this beautiful jetty there. Beautiful. It's this timber jetty, and like everybody loves going to that jetty. It's just so refreshing. But I always went to the jetty next to it, which was the one that was like all rocks and uncomfortable to walk on. And really no one ever really went there. But that's the one I like to go to, because that's the one where I felt like really connected to source at the end of that jetty. And I started to get so curious, because, you know, I had started listening to Abraham Hicks, and this was only a few years ago. If you met me 5 years ago, if you asked me if I meditated, I would tell you you're crazy. I'd be like, what? Why would I do that? I didn't even know how to sit by myself. I had suffered such heavy anxiety and depression because of what happened to me in life. Back then was what happened to me. I went through an experience where I lost everything, a business, you know, I was so close to bankruptcy. I lost my family, you know, people passed away. I went through that really heavy time in my life. I was in my 30s, and I was just like, I deemed myself a failure. According to society, I failed at life. According to society, I was really a nobody. So what happened though, is that it brought me down to ground level, where I could actually learn more about myself again. The track that I was going down was very money hungry, was very survival mode, was very scarcity. I wasn't able to nurture relationships on a deep level. It was nurturing relationships that were really, what is that, like surface? Hey, how you going? Let's go for a drink. And, you know, it was very distractive. Not destructive, but distractive. I was just always about distracting myself. And when that happened in my life, when I like literally lost everything, it was like it forced me to come back to me. When my father passed away 6 years ago, actually his anniversary of his passing was 2 days ago. And so 6 years ago, when he passed away, I didn't know who I was. I was so lost. I'd never experienced anything like it, losing a parent. And it was just the most heart-wrenching experience of my life. And I remember being so desperate to connect with him. I just was so desperate. Like when he passed, I couldn't fathom the idea of never hearing his voice again. I couldn't fathom the idea of never seeing him again. I wish he had Facebook back then, because I never had no catalog of his photos. And so I remember thinking, I wonder if I can like meet his spirit. I wonder if I could meditate or something. So I started Googling it. I started Googling like meeting spirit. And I started Googling meeting spirit guides. And so I remember the first time I meditated, I was in my bed with my ex-husband. Or he wasn't in bed. Was he in bed? No, I think he was watching TV. And I was just like, I thought, I'm just going to give this a go. And no word of a lie, I met my spirit guides. They appeared as orbs and they conversed with me. There was one main one and then there was others there, but I didn't really like, I didn't really get it, but I was like, whoa, what is going on right now? So that was a catalyst to exploring more and then exploring more. And then when my world fell apart, when you've lost literally every material thing of in your life, my life consisted of garbage bags filled with clothes. That was it. I had nothing else. And so when I was in that state, humbling state, I had nothing but exploration ahead of me of meditation. I started to listen to Abraham Hicks. That was the first time I'd ever heard of Abraham Hicks. And it was her teachings, Esther's teachings, Abraham's teachings, that I was like, whoa, this is kind of clicking. I wasn't understanding it fully, but it started clicking. And I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense. Oh, what? That kind of makes sense. So everything that I was learning, Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey, Vishen Lakhiani, I started going down the rabbit hole of learning more about my soul, learning more about the laws of attraction, the universal laws. I had really nothing else to do. So I went down the deepest rabbit hole. And for the next 3 years, I was basically in deep study. In the deepest study of universal laws, the deepest study on what was going on internally was impacting me externally. So I thought, oh my God. So if I had created the life that, the turmoil that I experienced, I wonder if I can uncreate it. I wonder if I can recreate it. And so I started to recreate my life, literally, intentionally as well. Please excuse me while I have a drink of water. Pardon me. So it's just a tickle, guys. Don't worry. I'm well. And so, oh yeah. And so I was like, okay, what else can I do? So from that time of my life, I literally manifested my soulmate. I even wrote a book about it. I even wrote a book on how I did it. And it was intricate and it was real. And I studied it and I did what I studied. I imagined him every day, not just imagined him from here. I literally went to great lengths in my own bed, cuddling a pillow, imagining it was him, like literally imagining that our legs were intertwined and imagining that we were and every time I'd go out, I would look at other displays of affection. If I saw a couple holding hands and like really in love, I was just like, oh, that's so beautiful. Like I celebrated love. I did everything by the book, but so genuinely and real. And in fact, it was so real that I enjoyed it so much. It was not even like, oh, is he here yet? Is he here yet? It never got to that because I actually enjoyed the process so much that it felt real. It felt so real. And would you believe it? He showed up in my life. He showed up in my life and it was just like, oh my God, you are everything. I showed him the list that I wrote. I wrote 22, values, his values and how we would be together. And I really was just meditated on that every day. And he showed up and he's exactly the person on that list. So I was like, what now? Like what next? So that is how I started with then, teaching others how to really tune in to enjoying and like really loving the processes of manifesting. Manifesting is not something that you do when you don't have something, right? We tend to go, oh, I'm going to manifest a car because I need a car. It's not that. It's not about trying to fill in gaps. It's about you filling in the gaps first, emotionally, actually filling in the gaps first. Then what you desire appears. It's not the other way around. We have this thing where we're like, I'm going to manifest it because I don't have it. But if you manifest it because you don't have it, you'll just continue to not have it, right? That's how it works. So actually, I feel like I'm going to just share with you the science behind it so you can actually like logically understand how this works. So every time we have a thought, every single thought, subconscious thought generates an emotion. And in the generation of that emotion, our body, being the compass that it is, being the responsor, our body responds to our thoughts. Our body responds to our thoughts, and it responds to the deepest level of, you could call it temperature. I like to use the phrase temperature or color, but temperature always works really well because it's like tangible, right? So if you can imagine that each thought that you have generates an emotion, which therefore, as a response, our body generates a temperature according to that emotion. Imagining that like fun is a cool temperature and anger is a hot temperature. And then you've got all the temperatures in between, right? And what happens is that with the universal law of attraction is the universal law that I call the boomerang law. Whatever you throw out there, it's going to come back. It's the boomerang law, the law of attraction. So it's like, imagine that your temperature, every time you're emanating a temperature, you're throwing the boomerang of temperature out there, and whatever you're throwing out there is just going to come back like a boomerang. And so if you are throwing out, you know, the temperature of heat, the universe will conspire. It's just responding to what we're throwing out there. And what happens is it conspires to and co-creates around us to give us situations or experiences or opportunities that will then have us generate that same emotion that we're throwing out there and bringing back. We're throwing out there and bringing back, because the universe loves us. The universe wants to give us more of what we're putting out there, what we're emanating, what we're therefore thinking subconsciously. You can't want $100 and in the back of your mind, in your subconscious mind, you desperately need $100 because you don't have it. But in your front of your mind, you're like, I want $100. Because when you are wanting it, you're actually wanting it because you don't have it. Then, so therefore, the emanation is that I don't have it. I don't have it. So the universe will give you opportunities to not have it, not have it, not have it. So how you actually tune into that? How do you change it? How would you change it? You change it by having it in your emotions. So I believe Christine was sharing before, is that future thinking, future casting is the most powerful tool. This is the tool that we need to be tapping into right now. Even though there's doom and gloom happening around us, if you can give yourself at least 10 minutes a day to imagine a life that is just so flourishing and healthy, and imagining the streets, everybody out there and festivals and enjoying ourselves, and literally the new age, the golden age. If you can give yourself, if every single one of us gave ourselves at least 10 minutes a day, just that, at least, and actually sat in it, enjoying our imagination running wild. Our imagination is a portal. Our imagination is a portal. So if we all sat there imagining like the greatest Earth Festival, where it was just so harmonious and peaceful, and everyone was balanced, and everyone was hugging and sharing vegetables, and like really just loving everything about life. If we all did that, can you imagine how powerful that would be? How powerful that would be? And so if you were to want $100 simply, how you would tune into that, instead of thinking about needing $100 because you don't have $100, you actually would future cast to what it feels like when you receive the $100, how it feels. And if it's like, relief, like if it is something you need, actually drop into the relief of having received it. The relief of having received it and being like, oh, I'm so grateful. Oh my God, this is great. This $100 is amazing. It feels great. And that is what you want to be emanating. Anyway, so I've kind of gone off track, but I feel like that's very valuable right now. If you're at home and if you can give yourself 10 minutes a day to really visualize your like greatest future, like the most best experience you could imagine every 10 minutes a day, and let yourself get lost in it. Let yourself get lost in the imagination and just be like, oh, like I was with my partner and hugging my pillow. I was just like, oh my God, my baby, I'm so in love. Yeah, I actually did that. And he's here, and I do that every day now with a human being. So if we did that every day, like, can you imagine just even treating yourself? What that does as well is that shifts your vibration for the day. It sets you up so beautifully, so beautifully. You're just like walking on cloud 9, like you just had the best freaking experience. And you know, it is such a gift to be able to imagine. It's such a gift to have an imagination. We are the only species on the planet that has an imagination. We are gifted. We're so gifted. Anyway, so moving on. This is what I have been mastering over the last few years, teaching others how to really experience this with wealth, with career, with you know, their teams. And I have clients who wish to you know, manifest their partner, their soulmates. And I've had clients that have had great success. It's amazing. It's just really, it's science. It's so amazing. So I've been doing that. And I never ever thought that I'd ever be in the same category as Esther Hicks in any way, shape, or form. A couple of months ago, though, I did go on a little journey with mushrooms. And I'm very open about my exploration with psilocybin as a it's not what do you call it? I don't do it for fun. I don't do it just to like, yeah, let's get messed up. Oh, escapism. No. And I'm not judging that, by the way, because that was me like 4 years ago, not with mushrooms, but with other recreational drugs. And that's the truth. I'm never going to lie. I'm never going to make up that I've had the most glorious life and I've been so perfect. No way. I have been a mess. I'm a human being, much like you. And so, yes. And then I had this experience with the medicine, and I call it medicine because I actually sat with myself. It was very intentional. I felt a pull to actually work with this medicine. I made a really sacred experience. I sat with myself and self-ceremonied, and I set beautiful intentions, and it was just so glorious. And I went through a journey where not only did I see myself, I sat in front of the mirror and I saw every single life that I've lived, every single face that I've had, every single face that I've had in like, it was an endless, it was like a flicker, change. My face was changing, man, woman, child. Like I was a lot of Asian men. The one thing that never changed was my eyes. My eyes have remained the same. I even went all the way back to 2 interdimensional lives. I've had 2 interdimensional lives. And then from that moment, I then picked up a pen and paper and I started channeling a dialogue. And it was the most extraordinary experience because I'd never experienced it before. I was just like, whoa, what's going on here? Anyways, so that was like a little taste, but I just didn't think that was in me. I just thought it was actually the experience that I had. And little by little, I had been drop-fed hints, activation. Like I was introduced to activation cards. I don't have any tarot cards with me, but this beautiful woman, Chanel O'Hare, I was watching one of her YouTube videos and she just flicks a card and she says, look at the card, and she guides you through looking at the card, and it's an activation card. And I was just like, whoa, like what if you can get activated by a card? I wonder if, because I've always enjoyed using my voice, but I've never wanted to be a singer. I've always enjoyed using my voice. I would host meditations and people would be like, your voice is so heavenly. And I'm like, really? Oh. And so it started little by little. I kept getting breadcrumbs of information and I started to explore and navigate using my voice. And then 5 months ago, I say 5 months ago, for about 5.5 months ago, something amazing happened. I was driving my car and it was literally out of nowhere. It was one of those experiences. was driving my car, and I was just like, we were moving house at the time. So I was driving from my old place to my new place, and my partner was in the van ahead of me. And so he was going to the house first. And so I was driving along, and then next minute, and it was like, I really want to explain it in a way that you understand it. So if I say now to you, imagine a blue birthday cake. You can see a blue birthday cake, and you can still see me. Now imagine a wedding dress. You can see a wedding dress, and you can see a birthday cake, and you can still see me, and you're still here and present. This is how our imagination works. And this is how seeing works. When someone says, I'm seeing, and we see it, like we use that tool, that seeing tool to backtrack in memory as well. If you're like, where did I leave my keys? When you're thinking about where you left your keys, you're actually in that flicker of that imagination. It's like another box, right, of seeing. And you're like, oh yeah, I left it in the drawer, and you've seen it. And so that is what happened. I was driving, and then I had this vision. So I was still present. I was still safe. I was, driving the car, and I saw this vision, and it just like what this feeling washed over me. I saw 4 beings. 2 were interdimensional, 2 were from the earth realm, and they were having a conversation to me through me. I was going wild with light language. And I have to tell you, I never believed in light language. I'd seen people do light language, and I'm like, they're making it up. That's not real. It just sounds like gibberish to me. That was me. I actually thought that, but it was happening to me. And I was just like, it was the most extraordinary experience, because it just started pouring out of me, and 4 different languages were pouring out of me. And then I saw myself as spirit or a past life. I was a Zulu warrior. I had a big bone through my nose. I had a spear, and I was actually answering them. And what the conversation was about humanity, and it was about a turn of events, and it was about my place and my purpose or mission here. And it was just the most. I got out of the car. I was actually, while that was happening, I was crying because of what I was digesting, and also drooling because my mouth wasn't going to stop. And then I got out of the car to my partner, and I've just gone, he's like, are you okay? And I was like, I think I've gone crazy. Like, I think I'm crazy. Like, I think I'm crazy. I think I'm crazy. Like, I couldn't get it. I was like, what is, I don't know. And I felt very emotional, because I was like, what's happened to me? Like, I don't know. And once I calmed down, that night, I tried it again. And so from that experience, I then was like, hey, I shared it with my community. This has dropped in. Would anyone like to experience it? And so people were like, yes, please. And so I did it online, did a virtual experience online. I took people through a journey. I dropped in the light language, how it was ever like meant to come in, and whatever messages were coming through. And the most extraordinary thing was that after I had done it, maybe an hour after and a day after, I was receiving so many messages from people going, what did you do to me? Some people have had like chronic pain, and it just disappeared. And I was like, whoa, I don't know. Like, I actually don't know. So I'm sharing this with you because you won't know. We're not meant to know. We're so consumed with trying to have to know. So we don't even explore it. We want to know it before we explore it. The thing is that we're meant to explore it before we know it. Explore what you feel, explore what you feel, explore what you feel. So from there, I then served another virtual, and then I did another one, and I was just getting these responses that were just blowing me away and blowing them away. And so it then went from, doing it virtually to one-on-one, and every one-on-one client that I've had that have experienced a journey with me, they've walked away just going, oh my God, I'm ignited. I'm sent, like, I know what I'm here to do. And whatever it is they came in for, it happens. And it's just like, wow. So what I've discovered since then is that because I converse and I have a dialogue with my channel. When my channel is open, I will converse. And what I've learned from the interdimensional and earth realm beings that come through me, they channel through me, is that what my voice is and what it has always been that I've never tapped into is kind of like a transmitter of quantum codes. So I will channel in frequency, and that will emit and come through me. For those of you that have experienced this, it's wild. It's wild. There's different languages, different frequencies, different tonalities, different, it's just wild. But what happens is that from my mouth and from my body is the sharing of quantum codes, light codes, key codes, codes for your energetic cells, codes that are here to actually permeate your cells and cause a remembrance. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm not here to educate you. I'm not here to give you information. What happens through me is actually through the most potent expression of nature, which is sound. Sound is so powerful. You cannot do surgery on a cell with your hands. It's only through sound. So what happens is that it's kind of like, I call it soul surgery. And it's just the most extraordinary thing. So ever since then, we started we went ahead with Awaken, which is a ceremony that I've now served hundreds. In the last few months, I've been in different parts of Australia. My team and I have a team now, and we serve people with frequency in this way, which is just wild. And we've just finished the most extraordinary retreat, the Awaken retreat, Light Workers Boot Camp, I call it. It was just amazing. And it's just ignited so many gifts, brought gifts online, healed so many ancestral wounds. It's amazing. And that's all happened in the last 5 months. So because I've dropped in and I've felt it and explored it before needing to know it, the universe has conspired with me in this mission. We have our next Awaken retreat coming up in September, and it's half full. 2 of the people that went last time are coming again. 2 are coming from America. It's just the universe has infinite ways of conspiring with us. Infinite. It's just our logic that's like, no, it doesn't make sense, so I'm not going to go for it. This is the time to go for it. This is the time to go for it. This is the time to feel and express. Feel and express on a daily basis. Sit with your visualization of the new earth. Sit with your visualization and your feeling and the enjoyment of the golden age, because that is coming. That is why we're here. We've all been chosen in this lifetime. We've all been chosen to be here in this lifetime. You cannot deny that. You cannot deny that we chose to be in this lifetime for a big purpose. Even though you feel like you're a watcher, you've got a gift that humanity needs. You've got a gift humanity needs. And so this is a really great opportunity on a daily basis. Get off, turn your news off. I can't express that enough. Turn the news off. Come back into self, come back into your own beautiful gifts of visualization, enjoyment, and then tune into what's real for you, what feels great for you, what flows for you. Feel it, explore it, then receive the information of what your gift is, not the other way around. Don't try and figure it out and then go for it. It's not going to happen. You need to let it drop in, and then you own it. And it's like, oh my God, that's what I do now. Like, it's the most beautiful thing. So I feel like it is a really great time and also, yes, no, this is a great time to drop into an experience. So I'm going to give you 1 minute to get your headphones in if you have headphones. And I'm going to go through an experience with you where I'm going to drop in abundance and prosperity codes. How I do this is actually what I will do is I will be tuning into the frequency of prosperity and abundance, and I will, whatever is coming through, just know the offering of sound is within the sound. There are the codes. So if you're listening right now, replay, it doesn't matter. Infinite possibilities, infinite possibilities, infinite possibilities. If this is what you're ready to receive, this is what you will receive. And it'll show up in your life in many different ways, that will have you feeling abundant. feeling prosperous. Now, the question that I have for you right now is if I could ask you, what would your best experience of abundance feel like? So if you let your imagination right now drop in, would you be completely surrounded by family and loved ones? Is that what abundance is for you? Would it be looking at your bank account and seeing that you've got, $100,000 in there? Would that be abundance to you? Would being at Hawaii on the beach sipping a cocktail, is that abundance to you? I'm going to give you a moment to really tune into what that is. Tune into what abundance is for you. And while you do that, I'm just going to No, I'm going to finish off with that song. Actually, that is such a beautiful song. Okay, so you've got it. I'm just going to tune in myself, and I'm just going to ask you to close your eyes, and with that in mind, just allow that to sit there. We will be tuning into that even more very soon. I'm just going to ask you to really tune in, allow me to tune in as well right now. So if you could close your eyes and take a deep breath and allow yourself to really drop into your body, and just imagining now that the attention that's in your mind, I want you to imagine as you take a deep breath in and exhale that all of the attention is trickling down, trickling and trickling down into your body, down your neck, bringing your attention to your heart space. And then I'm going to guide you while you are here, just allowing yourself, using your intuition, to just really settle in to center and to relaxation. And I want you to take a deep breath. And when you exhale, I want you to imagine now any niggles, any tension in your body, just releasing throughout your whole body. Just let yourself release. Is it in your jaw? Allow yourself to release any tension in your jaw, any tension in your shoulders. Let your shoulders drop that little bit more. Even your posture, if you're sitting upright, notice if you're sitting upright, just let yourself relax. Just let yourself relax. Give your mind a rest. Bring your attention to your body. And in this moment, I'm going to ask you to start breathing. You can inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And I want you to start breathing and continue with this breath. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Allowing a cycle to begin. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. And the cycle continuing without having a break. So continuing to inhale, and as soon as you reach the top, exhale, and then inhale. And then exhale. There's no rush. Just allow yourself to be really mindful of the cycle. Just allow yourself to be in the rhythm of the cycle. And this is your role now. Your role is just to continue the cycle and listen. Listen to the sounds. Listen to my voice. And allowing yourself to continue the cycle. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And now I want you to imagine that prosperity in our coding is the $sign. So if we could double prosperity, what would that look like? They would look like an infinity sign. It's like the figure 8. If you can imagine the doubling of prosperity and imagine the figure 8. And now when you're breathing, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. And allow yourself to draw in your mind's eye the infinity sign as you're breathing. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Gently allowing yourself to drop into a trance, allowing yourself to just follow the rhythm. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth.
and imagining the infinity sign. You're drawing the infinity sign. And even if it helps to actually draw it with your finger in the air as you inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, allowing the rhythm to take place. And as we're breathing like this, what you'll notice is that your mind will start feeling lighter. And what we're doing is we're opening a channel. Your focus is opening the channel, opening a portal, opening a receiving. And while you're doing that, you continue to do that, please, through this transmission. It's up to you to continue breathing and doing the figure eight as I offer you codes. But before I do, I'm going to call in yes, the Pleiadians I work with. Kaya, thank you. I'm calling her in to offer guidance and support in this transmission. Continue to breathe. When you continue to breathe, and I will be bringing in the codes, just know that you are protected, you are guided, and we are opening your channels. I'm going to bring in earth frequency. Nyara, nyara, nyakyara, siara. And now abundance is going to come through, and however we choose to share it with you. Nyaria, nyaria. Andarahia, nyaya. Neyaria, tia. Anyaria, tia. Inderehia, nyaya. Andarayahia, hiya. Aria, kiasi, ande. Ariatehia, Ariatehia, Gandaretehia. Keep breathing. Ariatehia, Yanderehe, Ariatehia, nye, nye, atari, nye, atahia. Yatahia erieta nyenyo o ekehia si andeya andeyindehia hia anderetehia hia barakiara ta aresia. Now I'm going to bring in, continuing to breathe the figure eight. Inhale. Exhale, keeping your attention and your awareness on the infinity sign that you are drawing while I bring in the interdimensional fairies of abundance. Warnya reket nyapa urtu kundorti skiskiar kunyari cimber kunyari tuknya skim nyar kunyar tuki harur ya tianda inel nyar nyaku mriati kiar tu kursko nyar nyan no sia nyar kornya daya nyar ku skiskiar kunyata apa bare tu ya ya lilian got buaya nyar shu nyar skoskia shu Anyarti bare nyar ket kias kuata harin ya tu tukur tikir skiara nyai we love you very much ya kan nyar ket skora. Keep going with your breathing. Keep going with your breathing. And now in this moment, while you're breathing, I really encourage you to tune in to that abundance, the abundance that you called in before, your most abundant moment. I want you to feel it in your heart space, the abundance of what it is that brings you the greatest joy. Is it being surrounded by family, friends? Is it seeing an abundance of prosperity in your bank account? Whatever it is, allow yourself to drop into that feeling right now. Just intuitively drop into that and feel it. Feel how good it feels to feel so abundant, to feel so full, to feel so much love. Feel how good it feels. And I want you to double it. I want you to double it and just notice the expansion with the sounds that we offer you. I want you to feel that feeling of abundance that you've doubled. I want you to feel it, and I want you to triple it now. Triple it. Feel it even more. Allow yourself to really feel it even more. And now I want you to take it and I want you to triple that feeling, the feeling that you're feeling now. I want you to triple it. Feel it even more. And I want you to take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath in with that feeling, and I want you to hold it. Hold it at the top. And I want you to imagine it growing and growing and growing and feeling that abundance. And I want you to double and triple it and double it and triple it and just keep going and growing it and growing it and growing it. And when you release it, I want you to imagine that you're releasing it from your body and sending it out to the universe. Holding your breath. 3, 2, 1. Send it out into the universe. And so it is. Just allowing yourself to gently bask in that feeling and the frequency that you sent out. This is the most powerful time to do it. Our atmosphere is so clear. Our atmosphere is so clean. And just gently and slowly, there is no rush. I will just continue to speak, just allowing yourself to come back. And just letting you know that you are loved and you are well. And if you wish to experience any more transmissions, please connect with me, as I have a few coming up this week. We have a beautiful transmission, a releasing transmission tomorrow night. And on Wednesday night, I have key codes for light workers to really expand on your clairvoyant gifts, clairsentience, whatever portal that you use. I will be igniting that through a very potent transmission. So please get in touch with me. And I believe that is my time up for today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you all so much.
Oh, that was incredible, lovely. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing all of your incredible gifts with everybody. So make sure that you jump over into the community section so you'll be able to follow and get in touch with Jax. And yeah, make sure you sign up, because you're definitely going to want this replay and access this as much as possible. So thank you, lovely.
Thank you so much. That was amazing.
Oh, it was incredible. So I've actually got goosebumps. So yes. Love it, love it. There's just a few comments like coming through that just say thank you so much for your generosity. They'll come through on Facebook, so I'll let you go and you can respond to all of those.
I'll
But
go check it out. Thank you, everybody. I love you. Have the best day, and please tune in to the rest of today. It's going to be lit.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. Thanks. That was just incredible, and I'm just so super excited that we get to experience that. Yeah, she's just a beautiful human being, and I'm just super grateful that we are. So we're going to be taking a short break, but I just wanted to remind everyone, first of all, make sure that you've gone over and registered first of all, so that you get access to the replay, because you know, there has been so much information that has been delivered already by these incredible speakers, and we've got a few more in the afternoon session as well. The other thing is that if you want to, you can actually go in and book in for a one-to-one reading with one of our incredible psychics. So to do that, you either need to ring or message Sarah, and her mobile number is 0423 402 715. So again, that 0423 402 715, and she'll be able to book in one of those one-to-one readings with one of our incredible psychics that we've got available today. As I said, we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to be coming back with the beautiful NATALEE, and you know, really talk about so much more this afternoon. We've got NATALEE, we've got Rebecca, we've got Tani, and then we've got Kathy as well. So the afternoon session is jam-packed, just full of speakers, but just remember that we also have all the exhibitor booths, I can't even talk properly now, that you can go in and check out. So they're running throughout the whole day. So go in, check them out, or if you want to, that you can go in and book in one of our one-to-one sessions with our psychics. So we will be back very, very soon. And we'll make sure that you've clicked on to get a reminder when we come back live again into the directory, so that you'll be able to get in touch with all of our speakers and hear all these amazing information that's been delivered today. So let us know if you need anything else, reach out to us. But again, just a reminder that you can go into the community section that has access to all of the links of all of the speakers and also all of the exhibitors and that as well. So go through and do it, and then you can also book in for one of your one-to-one psychic readings as well if you would like to. So we will see you a little bit later this afternoon with our next speaker, NATALEE. So thank you everyone for joining us for the morning session, and we'll be back soon.